Owen, tell me something.
Truman, do you have any idea how excited I am to predict the Bengals to go 9-8 this season?
Dahm, that's true. It's funny because they have to be silent for the intro. It's me.
That is being, isn't it?
Ooh, welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host of the most, Truman Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined here by the bomb.
Boom!
Owen Dahm. And we have two guests.
Holy
Two
shit.
guests to break down the AFC North. We're joined here by twitch.tv/Home Run Chase and twitch.tv/Hannah Learns to Read, also known as Chase and Logan. Chase and Logan. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Always a pleasure.
Of course. It's always a pleasure. Again, well, I think we shouted you guys out during the, 200th episode of Dahm, that's true, but for people that aren't familiar with Logan and Chase, obviously they came on to protect our streak. They had a little Bengals episode themselves here. So
It did warm my heart up with that particular shout out. I feel like we got the most heartfelt one of them all.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Chase feels the same way, but I do remember I was at work at the exact same spot I was writing this stuff down that Chase can't read, and I saw you guys were not going to make it. Were you guys sick, I think?
Yeah, I think we were both sick at the same time.
We all got super sick. We were coming back from something. And we
came back from a bachelor party, I thought.
Was it Joe's bachelor party?
No, it wasn't Joe's.
Why were we both?
Sworn you were coming back from a bachelor party.
I think you're right. That sounds right. Maybe it was Memorial Day? So it would have been the bachelor party.
I don't remember. I think we were both in different places and we got sick from different spots. Or no, it was
No.
Joe's?
We both got sick from the same thing. It might have been your party that got us sick.
I don't think so.
Oh, it was April Fool's.
That's right. That makes sense.
Was it my party then?
You guys were playing Spin the Bottle. You got mono.
Yes, it would have been your birthday party that fucked us all up.
Like on the 27th, yeah?
Oh yeah, because I went for the first time since I graduated. I took a half day off sick. I hadn't called out sick ever.
Yeah, someone else got us sick. It probably was the Piston Cup.
It was probably the vid. We probably honestly all had the vid.
Yeah, but we're vaxxed, so it's fine.
But we're back. We're back and vaxxed for sure. Shout out, before we get too deep into this, shout out patreon.com/open disaster. Shout out all the patrons over there. Ozzy, Skylar, Aaron, Joe, Dylan, and Meltbox Kansas City. We actually posted on the Patreon this week.
Woo!
So it's really nice. we finally did it. People have been paying us. I think it was $5 a month, and it's been going on for about 20 months now. So they finally got their $100 worth.
$100 quality.
With us, we're posting a little extra content finally. So there you go. All right. Without further ado, let's not waste too much time. You guys are both Bengals fans, so you're here.
We are.
So,
we are.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're here to help us. Sorry, yeah, So you're here to help us break down the AFC North. We're gonna pick every single game for everybody who doesn't know how it works. Me and Owen
don't know how you would know how it works, man.
We've already picked the NFC East. So we will have games that have already been picked from the NFC East, so that way me and Owen aren't contradicting ourselves and we're picking all 272 games, and we don't want to be able to vary it. And you have to have all the ball knowledge to have it. So that's why we're here. This is our third year doing this.
I just noticed our name is Chogan.
Yes, it was Chogan because I don't think Logase made as much sense. So Chogan, I think, rolled off the tongue a little bit better.
I think Chogan was way better.
I can't believe you didn't take the opportunity to put a D in there.
Chogan.
That's just my immature brain, I guess.
It's amazing that we're at 200 plus episodes of Dahm, and it still says food and drink on the stream.
To be fair, I am drinking a Leinenkugel.
Hey, it would never say food and drink on the Spotify, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Speaking of the Spotify, I feel like I owe a little bit of a reminder that All of these are probably a little bit better to watch on YouTube because we will announce every game and every pick. It is able to be followed on Spotify, but it's probably just a little easier to see because we're writing this down in an Excel.
Want.
Yes, but we are writing this down in an Excel file. It's probably a little bit better on YouTube. So,
what team we starting with?
we are going to go alphabetical, except we are going to skip your team for last. So we are going to start with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens, of course. I don't know. No huge additions, honestly. Derrick Henry.
They lost more than they gained.
Yes,
That's true. Yeah, they lost Patrick Queen, right, to the Steelers, right?
Yes.
To the Steelers.
That's crazy.
Dang, that's crazy.
Gained Derrick Henry.
They lost their free safety to the Bengals.
Yep.
I can't remember his name right now.
Mhm.
Stone. Yep.
Still have Kyle
William
Hamilton,
Stone.
though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why.
Or
Yeah.
strong safety.
But yeah, I mean, it's just another nice 11-6, 10-7 season for the Ravens, coming in with a nice first round exit from the playoffs. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, of course, they won the AFC North, so now they're cursed. They probably can't do that again.
You got just a few questions with the Ravens, but I think the biggest thing is there a second gear to that new offense we saw last season? Because it's getting to the point where if they don't have the playmakers, especially if Henry takes a step back, it's just going to be Lamar drops back, Lamar scrambles. Lamar drops back, Lamar scrambles.
Yeah.
They're playing
they
a
have
first
some
place
young
season.
guys. They do have the first place schedule.
So they will be losing lots of games because they can't farm bad teams anymore.
Chase can see my wins and losses already that I sent him. So it occurred to me I should mention this right now before we discuss it any further. In my brain, when I am picking these, I made a big assumption, which is that the Ravens are going to be running an option offense, which is what I automatically assumed when they signed
change
Derrick
again?
Henry. Yes. I think with Pat Ricard, Derrick Henry, and Lamar as a three-headed monster option offense, that is why I made all of these picks with that assumption.
I mean, their offense is an option offense in general.
Not only running the option, but running the triple option with the fullback. That's crazy.
Yep. They're one of the only teams that has a good fullback.
True.
Or a fullback at all.
Yeah.
There's only like 5 to 10 teams that have a fullback. I think the Chiefs added a fullback this year again.
Possibly.
Or we picked up the UCLA running back and we're converting him to a fullback. So
I think
maybe
that's
we'll
an
keep
Arrowhead Pride post. Like, will the Chiefs have a fullback again? I'm
yeah,
pretty
I
sure
saw
we
that.
saw the same
Yeah.
one. He's got like catching a ball right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Or there was like he like went back home and they did like a hometown article with him where he's like, I love practicing with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. This is crazy.
Yeah, no shit, man. All right.
Great job, buddy. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty cool.
We
All
also
right.
have there's also the question of who's going to tear their ACL in the preseason for them. They're running on like 3 years now where they've had someone tear their ACL in the preseason.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Anthony.
and they don't have J.K. Dobbins still to sacrifice. So.
I just want Lamar Jackson to make the Pro Bowl again so he can show us once again how terribly inaccurate he is, which is my favorite time of year.
Oh, my God. My favorite time of year is when we get reminded how much of a Lamar Jackson hater Owen is.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. He only beats terrible teams, but he beats terrible teams by 100, so everyone thinks he's good.
The world's worst hater. Owen.
So him always being Kansas City means Kansas City's a terrible team.
Who?
By that reason.
Who beating?
Kansas City.
Who beats us?
The Ravens. Minus
Ravens
the
have-
AFC Championship game. Like
The
historically.
Ravens have only beat Lamar Jackson only beat the Chiefs once. He's lost 3 times to him. He's the inverse. He's the inverse of the Joe Burrow argument. He's 1-3.
Also 0 wins against the Chiefs when it matters. Most importantly, 2 of those losses coming in the playoffs.
Okay, all right. We're dragging this down. Let's get. Guess what? We can talk Ravens Chiefs immediately because the Ravens open the season at the Kansas City Chiefs Thursday Night Football, September 5th in Kansas City.
Coming up against Andy Reid in the Giga bye week, you're not winning. So you can just go ahead and pencil that in as a loss.
Unless you're the Detroit Lions.
Kadarius Toney will not be playing a significant role in this offense. It will not matter.
You might have to. What's going to happen with Rashee Rice? That's always the question, isn't it?
He'll get suspended later in the season, like everyone else does.
The question is, do you see them actually peel away from their bread and butter like the last game? Because they didn't need to, but they did. And they would have been okay if they would have just kept it up.
I think
keep running it down the throats. I mean,
I think Steve Spagnuolo forces. It's one of those where everybody goes, "Wow, why are the Ravens so dumb and always move away from their bread and butter?" And nobody wants to say, "Well, maybe Spags was scheming them that way and schemed them into passing the ball because he was giving them the looks to threatening them to pass the ball." That's my question.
That's always the case with the Ravens. Everyone talks about them like that. Like you can
rewatch that game and see if that's true.
You can.
That should be obvious.
They always talk about you can force them to throw, and if you force them to throw, you have a very winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win so many games by every defense successfully doing that.
Like, because I also don't think every defense was as good as the Chiefs.
Fair.
We talked about that a lot on the show.
Chiefs
that was
a top 5 defense.
That was a top 5 defense last year. That's correct. The most help Patrick Mahomes has ever gotten from the defense. The least amount of help he's ever gotten from the offense, probably.
Oh yeah, in terms of points per game, yeah, it was like 3 points worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, lost.
So I was gonna say, so how do we want to do same order every time? That's totally fine. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, just for my sake, probably left to right.
That's fine.
I'm
going
to
being what?
me, Owen, then Chogan.
Okay.
Chogan.
So I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick this as a Chiefs W. My only concern is Rashee Rice. I worry about Rashee Rice because Xavier Worthy, we as Chiefs fans, we understand that Xavier Worthy is not going to have a significant playing until probably week 7 because he's a rookie receiver in the Andy Reid offense. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah, maybe. I'm still not worried.
So you're a Chiefs W?
Yeah, we're not going to give him a free pick 6 and then drop 85 passes.
Chogan?
Logan, you can always go first. Yeah, you can always go first.
Yeah, you can see mine, so you know what mine is. Early season, Ravens regular season, rolls, Ravens W. I don't think the losses on defense are going to offset how bad the Chiefs' offense was last year. Now, whole new season, whole new look. Who knows? But
helps to have an actual receiver now in Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. And maybe Rashee Rice might not get suspended till the middle of the season. That's happened a couple times.
Or it could not again. Which is exactly what I've had to listen to you guys say every year. That this new set of receivers will be the answer.
I think Hollywood Brown is way better than MVS. I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to say we should have been more worried about Kadarius Toney being wide receiver 1 last year. I'm willing to say in hindsight that's our bad. That is our bad. Rashee Rice is good though. I would say
it's possible that maybe we got hyped up a little bit by 2 wide open end zone catches and we didn't stop to think. Maybe it's entirely possible.
People on this show getting carried away? Never.
No way.
Yeah.
Never.
But this game screams to me 13-10 Ravens.
Oh.
10?
I don't think the Chiefs make that mistake.
I don't see that per se. I think it's a flip. I do honestly think it's a flip. I have a feeling, again, Ravens seem to always lose someone meaningful right before the season starts. I do have some questions regarding the Ravens. I do believe that they won't make the same mistake again. I think Henry is an upgrade, even though I do think he will drop off towards the middle of the season.
His legs have got to break. Sorry, Chase,
they will break down.
He's got to break down at some point.
He's got a metal plate in his
Yes,
he's been running
but
like
not
200.
Week 1.
He's been running so much since high school. I don't understand how he's not dead yet.
I'm split. Logan picked Ravens. I'll lean with him, the Ravens. I just don't think there's enough of an argument on either side that seems justified.
Well, also throw in, I think John and Andy are kind of a push for head coach. as well. So I don't lead an advantage either way on that
Well,
one.
how can you say that? Honestly, how can you say that? One has won the Super Bowl 3 times. One has lost in the first round of the playoffs 3 times.
He's won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
John
won
Harbaugh's-
Super Bowl with the best defense anyone's
It
ever
did
seen.
take Andy Reid. Let's not pretend it didn't take
did
Andy Reid
Harbaugh?
15 years to win a Super Bowl.
I mean,
Harbaugh won, right?
Harbaugh won one, yeah.
But that's the only one he's
Yeah,
ever
okay,
been to.
I was like,
he
hold on
won.
a second.
He won the Har Bowl.
That's the only one he's ever been
Yes.
to. He's barely
Yes.
even been to championship games. Andy Reid's been to
Yeah.
1 billion championship games.
Like I
This
said,
is-
I'm
this is the
I'm just
Raiders.
leaning Logan because he went with the hard to find answer. If we did this after the preseason, knowing who got hurt right away, I feel like I could make a better pick, but I just am too worried about questions on both sides.
Also, I have
think
to remember
the Chiefs got better, the Ravens got worse, and it's in Kansas City. Coming off essentially an Andy Reid bye week.
Also, it's fucking impossible for me to choose losses for my team. I can't do it. So
Yeah.
you'll never,
Chiefs 16-1.
you'll
season
never,
inbound.
ever like on this. Like I'm gonna have to
content.
choose losses. But like, if you ask me, if it's week 2 and you ask me, hey Owen, are the Chiefs gonna win in week 3? I'm never telling you no, ever. So
Fair. Truman was the one who was like, maybe they're not the best team of this year.
nah.
This year?
Owen had to be like, no, never.
Yeah, you were trying to say we weren't gonna win, and I told you, we're gonna win. So
Listen,
Truman was
on
a hater,
Christmas Day,
we all
it
know.
sure felt like it was fucking over. That was the most it's ever been.
but then we're so back. So
yeah, so all right, okay. Week 2, Baltimore comes back home to get the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this is a W. I think the Raiders are going to be bad.
What? No, I'm just joking. The Raiders are terrible. Easy win for the Baltimore. See, this is your Lamar Jackson quote MVP performance when he puts up 45 on one of the worst teams in the league.
Is what I will say. Since the coach flip, the Raiders defense has improved wildly and fast. I don't know where their offense is going to come from. I like Gardner Minshew, and they've taken 2 first-round tight ends, which are, we'll see how
That's
they
wild.
materialize. But there's no, they lost Josh Jacobs. I couldn't even tell you who their wide receivers are.
I
I
can't.
just...
Well,
they
Devontae Adams.
Oh, they still have Devontae Adams?
But then it's
Yeah.
Jacoby
Devontae
Myers
Adams.
and Trey Tucker is number 3. They've got Michael Gallup also. There you go.
One for
Ravens
the
go.
retirement home.
I can't believe I forgot Devontae Adams was on the Raiders.
I do think, if I recall, I think the Ravens lost a major piece on their O-line.
They did to Jacksonville, I believe.
But kind of like you guys are going. It's the Raiders. It's we at home opener.
They're not there yet.
It's not that. It's
They're-
not that. Yeah.
The ingredients for them improving was starting to show up at the end of last year, especially that Christmas game versus the Chiefs. But they're
Yeah,
not
but
there yet.
they're still
They're
a year
on the
away
path
for a
that the
chance.
Lions were on 2 years ago when they were
Yeah.
1-9 and starting to go the other way. But we'll see
Yeah.
how it actually materializes.
Except the Raiders need a quarterback. Is the problem.
They need
That's
a.
true.
I actually agree with that analysis, Logan. I think, they're starting back in the right direction, but this is the spot where your team decides to become the Titans and miss on all your draft picks and sign old players, or you go the Detroit route and you draft the right players and then you can compete again.
Yeah, the Ravens do have a rookie right tackle. So
They're still gonna.
So what'd you guys have for this one?
Dub.
I mean it's a Ravens dub. I think it's closer than I'll probably take the Raiders with the points. I do feel like,
like
the
that.
ends. I do feel like the D line will put enough of a problem on Lamar that it'll be a tough game for him. But I do think the Ravens still win.
Gotcha. Week 3, they are at Dallas. Me and Owen have already picked the NFC East. I picked this as a Baltimore loss. Owen picked this as a Baltimore W. So
Yep.
now it comes down to Chogan.
I had this listed as a Ravens loss. Week 3 Cowboys is like peak Dak Prescott power.
Yeah.
The people, I actually just watched a TikTok today about it. Dak finished second in MVP last year to Lamar, and he is actually in a contract year as well, which is going to be one of the most fun storylines of this upcoming NFL season.
Mhm.
So he has every incentive in the world to just ball out this year. And this is at Dallas. If you want to say, I could see Chase's gears spinning in his head. It's probably closer to a coin flip, but you do have to pick losses as well. And for me, this is a Ravens loss.
Man, oh man, do I not have faith in the Cowboys this year with how Jerry's handling free agency and
Oh, it's
how
amazing. I love it.
how everyone's in a contract year, but you got some white noise going on all around that team. I could easily see third in the NFC East in a blow up per se.
Oh yeah.
Contract year isn't the year to do bad though. Like these players are going to be playing their ass off.
True. I mean, Commanders took a step forward, although they didn't really have a way to take a step back. Eagles took a step back. That's the only kind of saving grace to the Cowboys right now. And Giants are still in Giant land. I'll agree with a Cowboys loss, if only I do believe
No,
that.
I had the Cowboys winning.
Or I mean, I lost to the Cowboys. I mean,
okay.
Man, you're talking about how this is week 3 Dak, but that kind of like what Owen was just saying. This is week 3 Lamar too. Like this is
I
when
acknowledge that as
shit.
well.
This is when this is when it's like, okay, this game is coming down to Tucker. Tucker's gonna make it. Ravens win. That's the only reason
that is always worth considering.
That is why I'm like, this screams it's going to be a Lamar drive at the end of the 4th.
Do you want me to do RNG coin flip for games that
we can do so? On? That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, let me.
Honestly, this is Sunday Night Football written all over it. I'm shocked this isn't Sunday Night Football.
Have they already determined? Oh, they have determined.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, for those of you who need it and are fellow streamers, the U.S. Treasury has an official RNG coin flipper, which is the only one you should ever use. So, Chase, would you like to be heads going forward or tails going forward?
Heads works.
All right. It is tails.
All right. So it's a Baltimore loss.
Yep.
All right.
I
on.
hate the fact as a Bengals fan, you have to be like, okay, is this a Tucker game? Is this a Tucker game? Is Tucker going to do something magical and you don't expect it?
It's right. We understand. The rest of the NFL has to understand that it's a Mahomes season. It's another Mahomes season. God, that sucks. Oh my! Another one? Another Mahomes season? That's crazy.
Just awful, you know.
Man,
can't wait for you guys to predict the three-peat on the AFC West episode.
Well, what do you mean have to?
You don't have to.
They're about to pick right here.
No, I'll leave a little suspense. It's all right. It's I won't ruin it. I won't ruin it. Week 4, Baltimore hosts the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo is going to take a step back this year. I think Baltimore gets this one done, especially coming off that loss to Dallas. I think I need Baltimore to rebound.
Once again, as much as I talk shit on the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, I think
I'll talk shit on the Bills way more.
The Bills are going to be worse, man.
I have a Ravens win for the Bills game. This is home game and also regular season Lamar. I do think Buffalo took a significant step back. You always have a chance when you have a higher tier quarterback, but I think all 55. I don't know how you can now pick the Ravens on this one.
Yeah, give me Ravens under the lights of Sunday Night Football. I bet it's a great game.
Oh, is this one Sunday Night Football?
This is a Sunday Night Football.
Prime time Lamar.
Oh man, I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, give me him over the Bills. The Bills are. I don't think the Bills took care of their aging contracts like very well, right?
Nope.
They gave a geriatric Von Miller a contract. That's all you have to know.
Yep.
Yeah,
a big one.
That's one of the worst contracts in sports right now.
Yeah, the Bills just didn't
definitely bring that
anything.
up to Chris next time you talk to him.
yeah, I'm sure he's happy about it.
Depends if he has a helmet in it or no. Sorry, I'm confusing people now. Hold on, sorry.
I'm gonna quickly look up some first round picks. Keep going, but I'm just curious. I'm like, who are some rookies that are gonna make a statement right away?
So you guys have Buffalo. You have this as a Baltimore W.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd agree with the Baltimore W. I think Baltimore gets off to their fast start like they normally do.
Gotcha.
All right, so who's off to a faster start in this game? It's at Cincinnati.
Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Rivalry game.
Is Joe Burrow still playing by week 5?
Oh, shit.
Fair question.
I'm pretty sure Bengals' schedule leading up to this is actually pretty simple.
What is
leading up to this game?
We'll get to it.
what is the news coming out of camp for Joe Burrow? Is the recovery 100%?
He learned how to play an instrument,
There you go.
so his wrist is doing better.
What do you learn how to
We've
play?
seen good videos.
The old skin
I
field, or?
I don't know what he learned how to play. I all word around is that it's getting better. It was a freak accident, freak injury. It's unprecedented on how things are gonna go, but he's been going to every OTA and throwing and putting zip on it. So
Gotcha. It would be like Rookie of the Year, where they or the no, what is it?
Is it it's the
No, it's
yeah, Rookie of the Year, I think. Yeah,
where the little kid's throwing and
the
then
kid
he loses
the
it.
kid breaks his hand and then
yeah. I can't remember if Rookie of the Year or is Rookie of the Year the old guy becoming very good. That's why I can't remember if it's
Fuck.
is the Cubs one Little League? Is that what the kid is? The kid's called, or the kid's movie's called?
No, okay. I think it is
Movie
Rookie of the
where
Year. I think the
kid-
old guy one is the Rookie.
Yes, movie
what
where a kid pitches for the Cubs is Rookie of the Year. The rookie is the old
old
man
guy.
who finds
Okay.
out he can throw 105 or whatever.
Okay.
And Little Big League is the one about the kid becoming the owner.
Yes, the
Yes.
manager. Yeah, he's
the
the
best
man-
one probably.
Yes. Dude, I haven't seen any. Of
I
them.
like Little Big League. I thought that one was fun.
You know what else is gonna be
I mean,
fun?
of course, Major League probably the best.
You know what else is gonna be fun though? The score of this Bengals and Ravens game.
Bengals Ravens game.
It's gonna be an easy Cincy win, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Owen's got this as Cincinnati
Yes,
dub.
because right now all of Cincinnati will probably be healthy, barring any injuries. I think you look at these two teams on paper, and I know that the Bengals have lost some depth at running back, but just still when you have the wide receiver core that Cincinnati has, and I don't really trust the Baltimore secondary to cover the absolute top tier guys. I don't know. This just screams out Bengals win by 7 to me.
Baltimore at Cincinnati in Pat Core Stadium. I'm not sure.
You know, I don't know if I told you, Truman and Owen, but there's a chance that I go and do a Kansas City job for 10 weeks. And I would absolutely be at that game.
Oh yeah. We'd be at that game. We'd go with you. We'd pay $300 a ticket again.
Yeah.
The opening
exactly.
the opening day?
No, not opening day. It's week 2.
Oh, week 2.
Okay.
That'd be more than $300, bro.
Sorry, I haven't picked the game yet. I'm going to give this one to Cincy, and I think when they come back, I think I'll give that one to Baltimore. Brings it down to Chogan.
I have this as a Ravens win.
Man, he just
In my wargaming, it was very alarming how bad the Bengals' run defense was last year. To me,
it wasn't great.
It was quite jarring, and I don't think we improved it in the offseason. And
Lost Reader got Sheldon Rankins, I believe, was the trade. Or was the swap.
yeah, but that's a rookie, you know.
I know.
It's like in my head, this is a triple option team, and I don't know how we're going to stop any offense. So I have this as a Ravens dub.
So my caveat, if we're going with the whole triple option approach, is I do believe that Dax moving to corner will help a ton with the triple option, quick speed off the edge if he is in a semi-blitz mode. But also just Dax seems to also be able to do well at getting to someone like Lamar faster than they're expecting, kind of like how we had some cornerback blitzes that got to like Josh Allen a couple times during that playoff, or not the playoff game, but
The regular season game.
The regular season game.
Yeah.
Can I interject on that real quick?
Go ahead.
Nothing you said I disagree with. My brain went, how do we stop the initial read of Derrick Henry? And I don't have one.
We did a damn good job in that Titans game. Again, we lost Reader. I'm not going to discount that.
I do worry about you guys losing DJ Reader. Yeah.
We are putting a lot of faith into a rookie D tackle. I also do worry about an easy little tight end dump off with some of our linebackers. However, I think we win a shootout format. I'm going to lean towards a win here.
Flip the coin.
It is tails again.
A Baltimore W.
It just occurred to me. None of you guys can see my screen, so I could just be lying.
Wow, tails again, huh?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Incredible.
Okay. All right. The following week, they host the Washington Commanders. Me and Owen have already picked this one because of the NFC East. We gave this as an easy dub to Baltimore. And it's up to Chogan.
I also have this as a Baltimore W. This is a coaching mismatch.
Why does this scream like the biggest trap game in the world?
Probably because you're a Bengals fan.
with a young Jaden Daniels, now he's got about 6 weeks under his belt in the league.
Oh, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. That'll give you guys the hardest time. Is Jacoby Brissett having his one game where you're like, I guess he is a good backup.
When has that ever happened?
Why does this scream big trap game, especially coming off of a Cincinnati AFC North battle? I feel like I give this to the Commanders as just a fluke win.
Hey,
flip the coin. Flip the coin.
E pluribus unum.
Doesn't really matter.
Tails again.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Baltimore wins, I guess.
Surely it won't happen again.
Yeah. Chase is like, you know what? I'm going to start flipping my own goddamn coin. The following week, Baltimore travels to Tampa Bay for Monday Night Football.
Here's where the dumb loss comes in, Truman.
This is your dumb loss at
Baker.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah, dude. Nice bright lights on a Monday. Lamar's melting, dude. He's melting.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. I've also picked every other game, so I'll continue that. You know what? The Ravens stay 500. I give this one to Tampa. Chogan?
Primetime games. I'm pretty sure Lamar has like one of the winningest records of all time. So I'll take that.
We're gonna fact check that.
I'd give it a Bucks win. I think Baker's a cool dude. I wish his time in I wish Cleveland would have taken better care of him. I see a lot of age though
Stat muse.
on that Bucks team that isn't convincing me that they can deal with a 60-minute game of Lamar running around. I do think here's the game where you see Henry get maybe 17 yards. 17 rushing yards.
I like that, actually.
I think
How many of these are in a
Lamar
row?
wins by overrunning. He probably runs for 100 plus. But I think this is a round when you're like, oh, Henry's actually pretty beatable all of a sudden.
Take it to the coin.
Take it
I
to the
picked a
coin.
Buck.
Is this saying that every single one of his games has
I
been
picked a
in primetime?
Ravens win.
Heads.
I picked a Ravens win.
Oh wait, you picked a Ravens win as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you picked Tampa Bay to win.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
No,
Sorry, I misunderstood.
no, I think of course the one I win though. I think you see a couple player knocks following that game, but especially with a short week. But I do not see like a following short week. I just don't see it as being a close, dangerous game for the Ravens.
Also, let the record show that Logan is absolutely right. Lamar Jackson's 15-4 in primetime games.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, round of applause for Logan being right again.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
pretty
sir.
Mahomesy. It's pretty Mahomey-like.
That's pretty.
I
Okay.
wish we could have a time capsule and see what this podcast would have been like when the days of not having Mahomes existed for you guys.
Me
Honestly,
too.
it probably
I've
would have
had
been
that
on the same. I can't predict a loss.
I think we would have. Oh man, that would have been interesting because even the Alex Smith era was pretty good. Listen, if we're being completely honest, the Andy Reid era in Kansas City has been
Pretty awesome.
we haven't had a losing season under Andy Reid. I
Like,
mean, it
so
really has been like that. And the season right before Andy Reid got here was
The worst one.
worst season probably anybody could have ever. So that was
Yeah.
pretty bad. We got the first round draft pick. We went 4-12 or 3-13.
Don't forget the first round draft pick was Eric Fisher.
Or no, sorry, we went 2-14. It was a terrible draft that we got the number 1 overall pick in, and our linebacker shot himself and his girlfriend in front of our head coach towards the end of the season. So
Yeah, it was a
really,
pretty bad
really
season.
bad situation that year, and we were 16 when that happened. So
Yep.
it's been smooth sailing since then, pretty much. But it
Yeah,
was
so-
really bad up until then.
Before Mahomes, essentially, Chiefs season was like, yay, we're playing awesome in the regular season. And then you get to the playoffs and you be like, what terribly awful way are we going to lose this time?
Yeah.
Circa Bengals.
Yes.
I was
Well,
thinking the same
nothing
thing.
will ever beat the Colts loss. What a fucking
Where
meltdown.
we
Holy
force
shit.
a fumble to Andrew Luck and it bounces off of the end of the ball perfectly up into the air so he can dive through the air and get a touchdown.
blow a 30-point lead, whatever it was. Just it's
It was
fine. We're all fine now. It's fine
I
now.
watch those highlights sometimes just to like equal out your guys' gloating throughout the year.
No one.
I do feel like FCC's we have the same opinion of Pat Noonan right now. So like I get it. Where it feels like everything's just amazing.
Soccer.
And it's like, man, we were terrible for so long, but now everything's lovely.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. No. By the way, no one's keeping track, but it was a 28-point lead in 2 quarters. No one's keeping track of that though.
It's fine. We're fine. We don't even think about it more than twice a week. So okay. Following week is Baltimore at Cleveland, October 27th. I don't think Cleveland's going to be very good, so I'm going to give this one to Baltimore.
I'm going Ravens over rapists on this one. So give me give me Ravens here.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good one, Owen.
Oh, what? It was 60 victims
good
not
one.
enough for everyone to be convinced? Was 60 victims not enough?
Oh
That's
no,
just a good.
that
that's a
wasn't
good
that
line.
wasn't. The point
Okay,
I
I'm
was
just
making.
making sure. I'm like, guys, it's the evidence.
No,
It's
that's
pretty
just-
pretty damning.
That's a banger of a
Here's
line,
the thing.
honestly.
I've had 2 line and Googles before this. I had a great one up to what you just said, and then I remembered this is on the internet and recorded. So let's dial it back down.
Whoa, brother!
Reel-
Whoa,
reel it
now
back,
I got too
reel
much
it.
dip on your chip. All right, Baltimore, Cleveland. How did Shogun have it picked?
The Ogun portion has this as a Cleveland win.
I think we have hit the point in the season where Watson's going to get his 3 good games before he's terrible again. So I feel like this is the best moment for Cleveland to get a win over the Ravens before, because he's coming off of his injury still for Watson is, and I think that's a little sketchier of a return than Burrow's.
Needs a massage, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little. Maybe a nice little feeler. So I think this is the moment where it's like, oh, Cleveland can do something, and then it's about to be terrible a couple games later.
Fair enough.
And who's this with the defibrillator? It's Joe Flacco.
Following week, it's November 3rd. They come back home to face Denver. Without too many words, Denver is going to be bad.
Have you guys looked at their QB room?
Bo
It's
Nix.
amazing.
Zach Wilson. Married now. He's nerfed.
Yes.
He's nerfed.
Yeah.
now.
It's Bo Nix, Zach Wilson, and I believe oh god, who is the other one? Is it Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah,
That's
right.
got to be the worst quarterback room of all time.
Yeah. So
How
give
the
me-
hell?
Jared Stidham is currently listed as QB1.
Gosh, dude, okay. One thing you need to understand about us being Chiefs fans is that, like, up until 2017, when we drafted Patrick Mahomes, all Broncos fans did was just slam us, and we would always choke. In 2015, there was the game where we were finally going to win for the first time in a couple of years since I got Peyton Manning, and Jamal Charles, our greatest running back of all time, in my opinion, fumbled the ball, and we had to hear it nonstop from Broncos fans.
Fumbled it right into the Broncos. They picked it up immediately, scoop and scored. It was
and
terrible.
then we finally started beating them, and we didn't let them win for 15 games in a row. And then, obviously they finally won one last year. But then the joy on my face when I look at their QB roster, I'm going to be letting my Broncos friends know about it.
Yes, the fact that they finally got a first-round pick and they drafted fucking Bo Nix, the oldest quarterback in the draft, or second oldest quarterback in the draft, is just mind-blowing to me. Mind-boggling.
But yeah, easy Baltimore win. I'm guessing by 20 plus.
Do you think it was a terrible quarterback class?
I think it was sneaky bad, but I think everyone thinks it's bad because of who Atlanta drafted. It would have been a fine quarterback class if Atlanta would have drafted somebody normal.
I think Penix was the fourth best quarterback. I don't think that's unreasonable.
I think he was still good though, but now he's essentially not a quarterback anymore.
Best quarterback, I guess. But I think it was a deep class, but it's one of those where it's only a deep class because the two guys that got drafted, normally 4 quarterbacks I feel like would get drafted in the first round. The fact that 6 got drafted, it's just because those last 2 were really old and had years to eventually become good. So it depends whether or not you think that they have actually turned a corner or if they were just older than everybody else and had gotten better. That's the question you have to ask yourself with Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix was, did they just finally figure it out against college kids or are they actually good now? That's the question.
I think you still at least have the rookie contract that's going to allow for some stuff to happen.
And that's true. But Bo Nix, at the end of his rookie contract, if they pick up his option, will be pushing 30 for a second when you comes time to sign that second contract, which is just
good quarterback go till 38, 40 now. So
true.
If that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, but I mean,
going to play till he's 50, I assume.
Like, look at guys like, honestly, as much as I clown him, look at guys like Lamar. Lamar is still incredibly young for as many NFL games as he started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the inverse of right. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow's old. That's another. Yeah. He's sneaky old. He's 20. He was like 23 coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost that year. He was old. He's older than Lamar.
And that's the difference, though. Are you going to get who was the Georgia starting quarterback that got drafted?
Fucking
What's
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, Stetson.
Just Stetson.
Are you going to draft an old quarterback that's a Stetson Bennett that's literally going to be a nobody for sure? Or are you going to draft an old quarterback that's a Joe Burrow who's actually good and ready to start?
Yeah, if Joe Burrow was on the best LSU team of all time.
I'm pretty sure I was born a month apart from Joe Burrow, so these ricochets really hit me.
Oh, trust me. I saw I think it was last year, or no, it was like 2 years ago, where it was like half the quarterbacks in all of the playoffs were younger than I was. Where I was like, man, I would be the median age in this quarterback playoff class.
You want to know what's worse, Truman? You know who the top scorer for the Spain Euro team is right now? 16-year-old by the name of Lamine Yamal.
Well, that makes everybody feel bad. That's not
fucking
just us,
16, dude.
It's like Matt Barzal, I think, is a month younger than me.
Yeah,
or maybe like a month younger than
that
you.
one's tough.
That one fucks me up a lot. Yeah.
Ravens W versus Broncos.
Ravens W. Yeah,
I concur.
Okay. All right. Following game, they're back home again. They get to host Cincy. I said they would split this, and I gave the last one to Cincy at Cincy, so I'm giving this one to Baltimore in Baltimore.
I have a similar feeling. I think that
Thursday Night Football, by the way, so there could be plenty of dumb, bad. This could be where one of these teams faces an injury after they've been injury prone for however many years. This Thursday Night Football feels like it's going to happen again.
I feel like the AFC North is going to be a bunch of 10, 11, 12 win teams where Steelers maybe have 9 wins, and then Bengals and Ravens anywhere in between 10, 11, 12 wins, and then Cleveland's going to be like 5. That's my opinion. So in order for that to happen, they're going to need to split some divisional games, and so I'm going for the Ravens on this one.
I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one as well for the sweep over Cincy. For the exact same reasons I listed the first time. And this time it's at home and prime time.
I just don't. I don't see a sweep, Logan. I definitely don't see
Hey,
a sweep.
we have the coin, baby.
I-
You live your truth.
I I think they're having to put a lot on Lamar and Mark Andrews back again.
Mm-hmm.
That they kind of started to get away from, and now they're going to have to go back again. I also do believe Henry takes a knock somewhere halfway through this season. I think it's already happened by now. That isn't to say that any Joe Schmo they put at running back isn't going to or couldn't ever torch us. I just feel like we're trying to add a bit more speed, and I just don't see a sweep. I don't see them getting lucky twice.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Lucky enough to like win a sweep, which is you
It
need some luck.
is heads.
Oh,
Bengals
Chase.
win.
Chase. All right. A Bengals
do wanna
W for Chogan then.
One. Sorry to interrupt, Truman.
No, what?
I was at this game last year, which was also a primetime game, Cincy at Baltimore, because Baltimore's the closest stadium to where I live. And I've never in my entire life been in a more sad venue because in this game, Joe got hurt and
Oh,
Mark Andrews
yeah.
got hurt.
The Mark Andrews
So
hip
like the
tackle.
game was happening, but the fans like I went to this game also 2 years ago, and it was just so much louder. But I watched like the hope of winning the Super Bowl in the Ravens' eyes die when Mark Andrews got hurt. So everyone, like I was talking to the Ravens fans next to me, and they're like, "Well, I mean, we paid all this money for these tickets, so we're gonna stay or whatever." But no one cared about the outcome of the game anymore. Everyone was so bummed.
Did they really chant "fuck Joe Burrow" at that game? Isn't that the game where they chanted that?
The lower bowl did, yes. But
You're telling
like-
me up in economy class, everyone was chilling friendly, and all the
Economy
rich fucks were
Oh.
yelling "fuck Joe Burrow"?
oh, sorry. I was in box seats for this game.
Oh,
So no.
Yeah.
The
So no,
economy
everyone
class
was
was
just sad.
chanting "fuck Joe."
it was the
the
economy
economy
class. I see. Okay, that makes
Yes.
more sense. I was like, "There's no way the upper bowl wasn't chanting that." Like, come on.
No, hey, shout out to my brother Fernando for getting those tickets. He pulled a lot of strings to get that for.
Dude, I'm telling you, first time sitting in box seats at an NFL game, it's different. It's really nice.
Oh, it's way different. There is something incredible about having your own shitter.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
incredible.
Yes. Okay, following week they are at Baltimore's at Pittsburgh. I have to because it's Mike Tomlin Devil Magic. I feel like this one has to go to Pittsburgh. So I'm giving this one to Pittsburgh.
I'm feeling like a super rainy, disgusting, cold game here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just in my bones.
Just a nasty slop fest.
So
every AFC North game is just a nasty slop fest.
Also,
every
I
time.
think I've predicted too many Ravens wins for me to get them at around that 10-11 win mark. So I need to give this one to Pittsburgh.
Jogan.
I have this as a 9-6 Ravens win.
Yeah, he feels it too. Disgusting and
Yeah, AFC North
Yeah.
slop fest.
just
I put that in my little note on my phone. This is this screen. Oh wait, what's the date of this game again? Is this the
17th.
November
17th.
17th.
Oh yeah, this screams like Pittsburgh gray snow.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty time.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
every time
delay because of lightning strike.
I think every time there's a game with inclement weather and it's fun for the first quarter. It's like, oh look, they're gonna play in snow.
Mhm.
And then everyone remembers what that means,
Yep.
and it turns into another like 5 to 8 game, and everyone goes, we really need to make some domes.
Yep. Chase, what did you have this one as?
Man, do I have one of the lowest beliefs in Pittsburgh that I've had in a long time.
I feel like we say that every year.
Dude,
At
they
this
signed a
point-
dynamic kick returner.
Who the hell do you believe is starting at this point in the season? We're what?
It's gotta
9
be
weeks
Russ.
in?
It's got to be
You think
Russ.
Russ is starting at this point?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Russ, for all the critique you can rightfully have for Russ, you can very easily say his first year at the Broncos was with a completely inept head coach, and his second year head coach hated his guts. but injury and like individual performance hasn't really dropped off too heavily. Just where it's not the Russell Wilson of his Super Bowl era where he's running around all the time, but all the throws are still there.
Yeah, I'm just happy I can root for him again.
Yeah, it was annoying watching, a team that I hate so much, like the Broncos, ruin the streak, and then just watch the throws that he made to like medium good wide receivers like Jerry Jeudy and be like, oh fuck, that was actually a good throw.
Wilson will be the best game managing quarterback of probably all time this season, is my prediction. I don't know if he'll have a 300-yard game, but when we get to the Steelers, we'll see my record prediction.
I
wouldn't be shocked if he's like incredibly efficient under Mike Tomlin, they end up 9-8 again by just beating the shit out of low teams and splitting their division games.
I think if Russell Wilson eats a single slice of humble pie, like he could actually be decent again. Yep. But like, have you seen his media availability? Dude thinks he's Tom Brady times 10. Like, it's wild. The stuff that.
So Logan, you had this as
Ravens win. Well, this is still Steelers, right? Yeah, Ravens win. Shitty game. Chase hasn't given us his yet.
I'm gonna agree with the Ravens win, but for a different reason.
Okay.
In concurrence with the I don't know who's gonna be quarterback at this point, I also don't believe in the O-line being improved.
A lot of rookies.
As much as they want to shout it and believe that, I think Russ is going to have to run quite a bit this season.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Following week, they are at the Chargers. I believe the Chargers are going to be bad. I don't know. I mean, I get their hope is that Quentin Johnston takes a huge leap forward.
Oh yeah, their wide receiver room's terrible, right?
The wide receiver room is terrible. If anybody can turn him around, it's probably Harbaugh, but I don't think he's going to turn around that first year. Not enough to make. Although in Los Angeles, I've got him picked for too many wins. All right, you know what? I'm changing my tune. Nope. Nope. Okay, no. I'm going Baltimore. Baltimore wins this one.
I also can't pick LA here. I can't.
I think LA's going to win like 5
I think
games.
this is going to be more like a who was the Oregon head coach that came to the NFL, coached the Eagles for a little bit?
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
It was on I think this is more of a Chip Kelly to the NFL than a first time Harbaugh to the
Jim
NFL.
Harbaugh's been good. It's his second time.
Yeah, I know it's his second time, but the players aren't there like they were for him in San Francisco.
Okay, but you have Baltimore for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. No Colin Kaepernick coming to save the day.
No Colin Kaepernick off the bench.
Justin Herbert, pretty damn good. Chogan, what were you guys'?
This was a primetime Lamar game again for me for a Ravens win. Big scoring game. I was interested because I hadn't heard you guys' Chargers take coming into it, because it really does totally depend on John Harbaugh, because
Jim.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
Well, Harbaugh game for both of them.
Oh, this is a
Harbaugh game.
This is a brother.
Oh, that's why it's Monday Night Football. Although they love to put SoFi like Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. They
do like that stadium. Yeah.
Well, when you overspend several $1 billion, you can make it up to them a little bit.
True.
But, yeah, man, all 7 Chargers fans were super happy about it.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. They have one of the most expensive defenses in the NFL that have just never got it together in their current arrangement.
Yep.
So I think the real question for what the Chargers are going to be is not the offense. It's, can you take all these expensive known assets that are supposed to be really good and make a good defense out of it? And that remains to be seen.
Man, when they signed that huge contract for Khalil Mack, I was like, hell yes, dude. Absolutely. Very similar to when the Bills got Von Miller. I was like, yes, absolutely.
Weren't both of them injuries that took them out of they were doing well until the injuries, right?
Khalil Mack had one 8-sack game, and other than that, he was pretty much terrible last year.
Okay.
He had 17 sacks and 17 assisted sacks last year.
Did he really?
Yep. Khalil Mack had an all-time
Bosa
career
did
year
all right.
last year.
No,
Yeah.
17 total sacks. Because if he had 17 assisted, he would have broken the sack record.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm misreading the stats. And the sack column says 17.
Yeah, I say,
Okay.
but that's
So that-
8 in one game, and I feel like he had also another big game. I think those stats are a
Did he
little.
really have
inflated.
8 in one game?
Or he had like I'm
He did have
inflated.
a crazy game in there.
Yeah.
It was definitely more.
I think it
than
was
two.
a 5-sack game. I think I remember seeing Khalil with a 5.
Listen, all
Yeah,
I
he,
know is that for myself,
ate
I find
some
it impossible to watch games that my team isn't a part of. So
Yeah.
Uh,
I really appreciate
Raven-
having you on the show.
win pressure.
All right. So what do you guys have this one as?
Chase.
I
was a
mean,
6-sack game,
yeah,
wasn't it?
this seems like a Ravens win. If there's
Put it in the win
anyone
column.
who knows how to stop Lamar, it's going to be the brother of the head coach, though, especially with that Michigan defense.
Could be a big Derrick Henry game.
I think, but again, if you're operating on the triple option, I'm operating on Henry's very much knocked at this point. He's probably gotten a couple minor injuries, not really taking him out of games, but like he's coming in injured, kind of like when he came into that Titans Bengals playoff game. He's coming in not 100%.
I think you are not valuing the Tyler Lindenbaum to fullback eye power combo of those two leading in with Derrick
Flip
Henry at the end.
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin. It is tails.
All right. A Ravens W then.
Very dramatic.
I will say,
Can
by
we,
the way,
can we get current win loss ratios right now? Win loss records?
yes, your current win loss, you have them at 9 wins, and you're through. You're 9-3 right now.
Gotcha.
Uh,
So we have 9 wins and you have 2 already picked. So that's why you have
Yeah.
9
right.
wins as well.
That's why. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you can't really. But I will say also, Khalil Mack had 17 sacks last year, and he had a sack in less than half of his games. So take that for what you will.
that's wild.
Okay, moving on. The following week, Baltimore hosts the Philadelphia Eagles. Me and Owen have already picked this game both as a W for the Baltimore Ravens. What says you guys?
I have this listed as a Ravens loss. My thought process is short week and just I think this is the part of the season where that worse off loss of defense starts to show up on the Ravens side because Philadelphia offense is still stacked to the nines. So if you're in a shootout, I'd rather I think have the Eagles offense versus the Ravens in my imaginary triple option setup. So I take the Eagles win here.
You've got
Logan,
Eagles here?
I
Yeah.
think you got to think of something. We have hit the point in the season where we are post trade deadline. And so if you're operating on a terrible defense, they would have done something about it, I would believe. However, I do concur on the Eagles loss. I think corner's too big of a concern, and Eagles are kind of in the same boat as Cincinnati with just their receiving core.
All
So
right,
I would say this is an Eagles win.
This is the Eagles win or
Eagles
Eagles
win,
win.
Ravens loss.
okay, gotcha. Sorry. All right. Following week, they're at the bye week. You guys have them at 8-4 into the bye week. Me and Owen have them at. You have them at 9-3. I have them at 8-4 as well. Or yes, I have.
Yeah, I think 9-3 is about
No, wait.
fair.
I guess no. Sorry, you guys have them at 9-4. I have them at 8-5. Owen has them at 9-4 as well. So 9-4, 9-4, 8-5. There you go. Sorry. They
That's
come
about right.
out of the bye week. They travel to the New York Meadowlands, face the New York Football
Can we
Giants.
just skip this one?
Yeah.
What?
Can we just skip
one?
this one? This is a Ravens win.
The Ravens win. All right. The Giants are bad. The following
we
week
got
they come.
We got a lot to get through.
Yeah, they come back to face Pittsburgh. I again said I think they'll split the series, so I'll give this one to Baltimore.
Yeah, I've already picked a Pittsburgh win though. And they have that. Is Cleveland their last game of the season?
Cleveland is their last game of the season. Yes.
Okay, so
They've got the really good bye week, the Week 14 bye week.
okay, so they'll go 12-5, 14. Do I have them at?
You got them at 10 wins right now.
Okay, so they'll go 13-4.
left.
Dang, that's tough.
So that
I
means
can't
they've
have.
got to win every.
Oh, okay. No, here we go. Yeah. No, they can win this one.
Yeah, this one is a W. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Chogan?
I have this one as a loss for a split on the season from my earlier pick.
Okay. This is a Saturday game as well. Another short week.
Yeah. This, I think Steelers
double
Ravens
short
is going to be
weeks as well.
close both times. So I'm just going to take the coin flip. They're both going to win at each other's stadiums just to really rub it in.
Nice.
And-
Very
and
AFC
then-
North of you.
Yes.
Chase?
I love to pick Pittsburgh over the Ravens for whatever way. I mean, we talk about Tomlin voodoo, but boy, Tomlin's voodoo over the Ravens seems to always show up.
That's the
So
worst
I
possible
would
time
go with a Pittsburgh win here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The Ravens
sir.
loss.
Another weird game. They are playing on Christmas on Netflix at Houston.
Third game in 10 days.
Third game. Yeah, the Chiefs have this same thing where it's Saturday and then Christmas. I'm going to give this. I'll give this one to Houston. I think having to go to Houston on a short week, no fun. No fun to be the road team in this situation.
I'm thinking the same thing. That's my exact thought. Your fatigue's there. You're a run-heavy team, so you're going to be beat the fuck up. Yeah.
Chiefs also going on the road.
Yeah,
on
give me
Christmas.
Houston.
You guys?
For me, I have this as a Ravens loss. My instinct was to pick it as a win for prime time, but Dome keeps you out of the cold. Very short turnaround again, and by all indications, CJ Stroud air raid is in full effect, which by all indications looks to be this team's kryptonite, is just keeping pace with the really high power offenses.
Yep.
If our prognostication pans out, so I will go against my Lamar prime time and give it to the Texans on this one.
Gotcha. Chase?
We had a weird season last year. We had so many quarterback injuries. This, weirdly enough, does kind of scream like Stroud's not playing in this game. However, I do believe if Stroud is here, that Ravens win this game, or that Texans win this game. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. They finish out the season
It's just a weird set.
I feel you. They finished the season at home hosting Cleveland. I'll give this a W to get them to 11-5.
Yeah, me too. I'm yeah.
Or 11-6. Sorry.
Yeah, I need them to win this game, and I feel like the division might not even be wrapped up, so they're going to need to play their starters.
Oh, no way the division's wrapped up. This is the AFC North. No way. And then Chogan, final week.
Ravens dub just for home field and attrition for Cleveland. I feel like Cleveland, the reason we keep being super high on Cleveland is because everyone sees the individual pieces of Cleveland and how impressive it is, because it really is like an all-star cast.
Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb.
But at this point in the season is where the attrition and the lack of cohesion really shows its face, like it did a lot of times in the previous years. So I'll give a Ravens win for me.
No Flacco to save you in Week 18. I do feel like it's a Ravens win as well.
All right, so I have them at 11-6. Chogan has them at 11-6. Oh, and you have them at 12-5. But as a group, we have them at 11-6. So
That's fine.
I think that's
There
about
you
right.
go.
All right, we're gonna skip over Cincinnati. We'll come back to Cincinnati. We'll be back for Cincinnati here. All right.
You gave a lot of dubs.
No. That's a lot of that's just because it's depending on.
I get it. It's
There's
above
some
as well,
automatic
right?
fills where
Yeah.
it's like if we haven't picked the Pittsburgh or Cleveland yet, then they get the automatic dubs there. But yeah. Okay. Next game is at Cleveland. Next team, I guess, is Cleveland.
It's Cleveland.
Hold on. I'm gonna unfreeze some rows. But it's man. I think that we're all under the same assumption that Cleveland is going to be bad this year. Kevin Stefanski always does good enough just to keep his job. I think making the playoffs this year last year saves his job after he's bad this year, and then he'll finally get another quarterback, and then he'll see what he can do after that. But I think this will be a bad year for Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm down on Cleveland this year, man. like I said, I think they're going to be like 5 or 6 wins. I think it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, we'll cruise through this one, I guess, or we are gonna have a 4-hour episode. but okay, so Cleveland opens up the year. They're hosting Dallas. Me and Owen have already picked this game. I picked this as a Cleveland W. I don't know what happened there. Owen picked this as a Cleveland loss, as he should have. Chogan?
Early season Cleveland usually overperforms, and they've also had a recent history of success against Dallas, so I took it as a W.
I don't believe it. I don't believe Watson's there to like start the year and get this season rolling for them. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys win here.
Flip the coin.
I think the whole argument about the
Heads.
Cowboys being early Dak is right here.
Gotcha.
Like if you're gonna scream into the top of the mountain that Dak has an insane start on a contract year, it's going to be a massacre against
totally
Cleveland.
I think mine is that the Cowboys will always let you down. So the fact that they would open the season against Cleveland, that they're just gonna fall flat on their face out of the gate like they always do.
But they're playing the team that has let their city down many, many, many years.
The fact
that is true. Okay, Cleveland, week 2, they are at Jacksonville. God, another team that's just going to be another team that makes this job picking every game at the beginning of the season very hard, because you probably have to pick Jacksonville to finish at 11-6, even though they're not very good. So I'm going to give Jacksonville this W, because I think this has to be one of those where you're like, okay, you have to win this one.
I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna. I'm down on both of these teams. I think that Jacksonville way overpaid. And you know what by the way, I was listening to 610 today. Do you know what the Jacksonville's GM said?
What?
After they drafted, after they paid for that contract, he came out and said to the media, "We're going to be building this team through the draft." Yeah, no shit, dumb fuck. Like, holy cow. Like, yeah, I don't know. But I'm giving it to Cleveland. I don't know. I'm down on Jacksonville, man.
Okay, and on Cleveland? Chogan, where are you at?
I have this as a Browns loss. I don't know if I'm as down on Jacksonville as you guys are this year. I think they're like a median team for the NFL. But I just looking through the schedule, for whatever reason, this one just spoke to me as an away game loss. Just to spice up the AFC.
Why does this? There's two things that this screams to me. One, that Jacksonville offense is going to struggle against an early season Browns defense. And two, that I don't know what Jacksonville defense exists. So I hate that I'm leaning towards Cleveland, but I will go with Logan on this one. It just doesn't scream. Again, I don't think Watson's there yet.
Gotcha. So you're Jacksonville on this one.
Yes, Jacksonville on this one.
Gotcha. Okay, the following week they are hosting the New York Giants. Me and Owen have already both picked this as a Giants W. What says you guys?
I have this as a get right game for the Browns. Listening to you guys say that, like, had my gears in my head turning. I'm wondering, trying to remember what you said in the episode to pick the other way.
Truman was gassing Danny Dimes last episode. I'll say it.
I was not gassing Danny Dimes. I refused to gas Danny Dimes.
This screams Nick Chubb game to me.
This is a Nick Chubb 120 all-purpose yards plus.
123 tubs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Browns.
I concur.
Cleveland W for you guys. The following week they're at Vegas.
Don't need to talk about this one too much. Vegas is going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Go ahead and Cleveland.
I'm picking a Cleveland W as well.
Run it.
Yep.
Cleveland W's. Over. The following week they're at Washington. Again, me and Owen picked this as a Washington Commanders W. I mean, it's at Washington.
It's not
they have to win some games, which I think is how we ended up there with the Giants as well.
Yeah. We had to win some.
They're like, well, they'll beat the Browns.
This is how Dahm, that's true, puts out a steady around 56% win rate, because we pick all of our games and put all the values in, and we're like, man, dude, they're not going 2-15, so we gotta find
Right.
some wins.
We're trying to learn. Yes.
It's hard.
I actually have this game highlighted in my preseason gambling preview for a big bet. This game screams to me 2 pick sixes. This is the kind of game where rookie run first QB on a bad team that's expecting them to be a savior going up against the litany of talent that's on the Browns to where they don't actually have to out scheme competent teams. This is an all 55 win for the Browns in my assessment, and I will be placing substantive defensive touchdown bet and defensive 2 touchdown bets.
This is
I have it highlighted and starred.
This is a sneaky over game, not only just for the defensive touchdown probability. It's just one of those weird ones where you're like, it's like 28-20 for whatever reason, and the line was set at 42, and you're like, what? And you're like, I guess, or it's set at like 40, and you're like, well, it's gonna go under, and then it's 28-20 because of 2 pick sixes, and you're like, well, shit.
Washington's offense does randomly decide it wants to play a competent NFL game sometimes. I will join on the Cleveland's win.
All right, Cleveland W for Chogan. Following week, they're at Philadelphia. Me and Owen both picked this as a loss for Cleveland. Chogan?
Actually have this listed as a Browns win, although I didn't put any notes next to it. Trying to remember why I thought that way. I think this is one of those Eagles have to lose some games.
Fair.
If I'm trying to put myself back in there, I don't know. I just went with it.
Yeah, I can't agree with you here, Logan. This doesn't this
To the coin.
To the coin. You want to elaborate?
I'll elaborate. This is still early Eagles, and early Eagles. If again, this is one of those. If we were picking this at week 3 and this is a week 6 game, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know where the Eagles season has already started. I do feel like they'll have a better bounce back season after how terrible that finish was last year. So I feel like this is still early enough where it's like, okay, yeah, the Eagles are legit, and then it's like, are they though? After like a few more weeks.
Well, the United States Treasury agrees with you.
Yeah, let's go.
Cleveland win. Or Eagles win, I mean.
Eagles win. All right. Following week, they come back to host Cincinnati.
I need some Browns wins, man. I'm giving this to the Browns. I need some Browns.
I think I have to give this, again, AFC North slot fest. Give this to the Browns.
Highly recommend using the US Mint coin flip generator. Also need to give you the advice, mute it, because it has a ton of like President's own band fanfare when you flip the coin. And it's super loud.
Nice. Okay, so me and Owen have both picked Cincinnati to lose this game to Cleveland. What says the Cincinnati fans?
I have this as a Cleveland win. For the exact same reason I have the Ravens sweeping. I do not know how we're stopping the rushing attack of Cleveland, especially if Deshaun is not there, which they'll be leaning heavy on. So
I feel like this is about when Chubb is about to really struggle for the rest of the season. But I will go ahead and concur that it seems whatever reason, Cleveland always wins the first matchup every year.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, the following week, they are at home against Baltimore. We already picked this one. Sorry, I should have. Oh, here, let me just. You guys already picked this one as well. I only had it up for me and Owen. You guys picked this as a Cleveland W. Me and Owen both picked this as a Baltimore W already. So we'll keep it cruising on to November 3rd. I have it's the Chargers. Did we pick the Chargers to beat Baltimore? I can't remember. No. We picked them to lose.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to say that the Chargers win this game for
This screams Cleveland win to me.
This screams with Cleveland win to you.
Yeah, this is like the Chargers have built momentum, and then they're just gonna fumble this.
Listen, I've got them at 3 wins already. I just need to find 2 after the bye week, and I'll be fine.
For the Chargers of Cleveland.
For Cleveland.
I think I need 2 more wins now. What do I have? 4 wins now?
Yeah, I think you're at 4.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I need like 2 more wins for me to get to what I think is fair for their total.
Fair. And from Chogan?
I think this is a all 55 roster win for the Browns.
I think this is a Chargers win out of their
100%.
hat kind of a game. I believe that this is going to be a kicker's duel in the negative format, and shit's about to go bad.
Flip the coin.
The U.S. Treasury agrees with.
This is
I've seen too much of Cleveland's kicker issues where it's like they need a win, they don't get it.
okay.
I think
All
that
right.
I think that's a weird game right here where that's the case.
Gotcha. So Cleveland L for Chogan. The bye week, I have them at 3 wins. Owen has them at 4 wins. Chogan has them at 5 wins going into the bye week. I'm shocked. The following
You're about
week,
to see why Logan had him at so many wins.
fair. The following week they are at New Orleans. Again, New Orleans has to win some games. This feels like one of those games that they will win. I'll pick this as an L for Cleveland.
I think New Orleans is also just a better team right now than Cleveland, so give me New Orleans.
I don't know about that.
I was about to say Derek Carr is bad, and I have this also highlighted for a 2 defensive touchdown performance by the Browns.
Fair.
And that is a Browns win in a ugly game, especially off a bye week. Like, I have watched Derek Carr put together 3 great quarters and then just piss away against talented defense for a decade now. Like, why change the script now? Also, New Orleans defense is good, but it's old now. Like, everyone remembers the New Orleans defensive players, but a lot of them are the core from like still the Drew Brees era, and a lot of them are in their late 20s, early 30s now. So I think this is the year their defense, even though like the in between the ears is still there, the performance starts to go down.
Fair.
Yeah, I think Cam Jordan's like 31.
Exactly.
I'll go with a Cleveland win here.
Cleveland W from here. All right. November.
Again, this is mid-season. This is when Watson's like he gets his good run, and then he's terrible after this.
That's fair. November 21st, they're hosting Pittsburgh at home.
Cam Jordan is 34.
Okay,
exactly.
I'm gonna give this one as a W to Cleveland. Or to Pittsburgh. Yeah, to Cleveland. Yeah, over Pittsburgh.
Yes, this is my Cleveland over Pittsburgh win as well.
Joker?
I have this listed as a Browns loss. I think I would take Russell over Deshaun at this point, I think was my reasoning.
Fair.
I feel like one of them is already out for the season at this point, but I'll go ahead and go with you.
If one of them's out for the season, it's probably Deshaun.
Loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Cleveland loss.
Cleveland loss for both of you?
Yep.
All right. The following week, they're at Denver.
Denver's like a 2 fucking win team.
Their
man.
final win of the season for me. I'll give this one to Cleveland.
Yeah, I'll give it to Cleveland too. Denver is going to be so unimaginably bad.
Again, I think you're going to have to find 4 wins for them.
I don't think I'll have to find 4 wins. I think they're genuinely like a 1 to 3 win team.
All right. Fair enough. Logan?
Browns win.
Browns win. Chase, Browns win.
Yeah, you got the air, or you got the elevation, but I don't think it
also
matters.
just realized that was Monday Night Football.
It is Monday Night Football. What a terrible.
Might have to skip that one.
Yeah. Thank God you can flex out of Monday Night Football now, so that's really nice. Can't you? Wasn't that a new rule? You can flex out of Thursday and Monday?
I think so. Yes.
Maybe not Thursday. Maybe just Monday.
Monday and Saturday, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. The following week, it is December 8th. They are at Pittsburgh. Loss. L.
Yeah, loss.
Mike Tomlin's got to get some dubs here.
Lost the same reason.
Yeah, we're still early in Pittsburgh's brutal AFC North run to end the season. I think they still got their fight.
Yep. KC, they host Kansas City. This does feel like a game that Kansas City is one of those where it's like, okay, well, we'll win the division. We'll put the division away already if we just win this game. And then they lose it for whatever reason. But that doesn't matter. It's a Chiefs W.
Yeah, I think this is a game we can lose, but I can't sit here and tell you that I think this is one like this. Like, yes, does this seem like a game that could be like a Raiders Christmas game? Yes, absolutely. But the Chiefs really don't lose to the Browns. I think we've beat them 5 straight times now.
Yeah, it feels like that.
So I see KC winning for a 6th.
A slop fest in that the AFC North could love. Just a really terrible like a 17-3 or a 17-7 where nobody feels good about themselves after this game.
Yeah. Do you believe Rashee Rice is out at this point?
No.
No. Okay.
I believe they're going to hit him right in the middle. I'm thinking a 4-game suspension. That's my guess.
My guess is either
after they just had the guy who got domestic battery with strangulation, they gave that guy 8 games. I can't imagine that. If you give Rashee Rice 8 games, I don't know if that feels right.
Yeah, I think what the suspension is going to be 6 lowered to 4 or 4 lowered to 3 by the league. I think the Players Association is going to argue it down either 2 or 1 games either way. So
he's kept quiet, and that helps.
And he put a highlight video of him performing charity, man.
Giving dominoes to homeless people is very odd.
It is one of the strangest videos I've ever seen.
Should have been Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly,
it was right there. Okay, what do you guys have this one as?
Chiefs dub, Browns loss.
I mean, Mahomes. There's some questions about Mahomes at this point in his career. So Kansas City win.
Many are wondering if he can take that next step.
Following week, Cleveland goes to Cincinnati. Again, I can have them just lose this game. I've got them at my 5 that I need them at. This is an L.
Cleveland's end of schedule is also brutal. Them and Pittsburgh both have some tough ones.
Cincinnati on a short week. Like, dude, Cincinnati's giving them,
I think,
14.
Business.
Yeah.
You guys have this as Cincinnati W as well?
I actually have this as a Browns W on my sheet.
No way, man. Come on. You got to be higher on your own team.
Well, here's the thing. All the reasons the first time I projected the sweep for the Browns are still true this time. And the mean at this point is the Bengals are now injury-ridden. And until that trend gets reverted, I'm not willing to do that. So I have it as a...
All right.
I think last season was too much of a fluke for injuries. Every team has a bad fluke season. Every time you're like, oh, this team's a 10-win plus team. And it's like, oh, half their team isn't starting anymore.
I mean, define every team.
Our flukes get criminal. We shouldn't have lost all 14 of those.
I believe in a Bengals win right here.
This is a
race
fluke
for the
prison
AFC
North.
Fluke prison.
No way we have this many arrests next year.
Broncos
fans
fans
been
race
saying
for the AFC North.
It is heads again.
Broncos fans have been saying
Heads
that
again,
for 10 years.
a Cincinnati W.
Yes, Cleveland loss.
December 29th, Sunday Night Football. They host the Miami Dolphins. God, this feels like, you know what?
You want to give him one?
You know what? Let me have Cleveland here. A weird Cleveland W to get them. I feel like a Sunday Night Football. For whatever reason, they're just all over Tua. They slam. You guys have seen it in prime time where you slam Tua to the ground. You guys know what it's like. But it's just. I think Cleveland's all over Tua here.
I was looking at this, and
it's a weird one.
This is a perfect knock Miami out of the playoffs when they have those like in the hunt and like clinched graphics.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Miami is like they're not clinched and they have them in that one like in the above the in the hunt spot where they're currently in a playoff spot.
They're probably trying to beat either the AFC North team or the AFC West team to try to get up there and get the number 1 seed. And they're like, well, Miami's still alive. And then they lose this game. And you're like, all right, never mind.
This feels like the Cleveland knock them out of the playoff contention game for me.
Yeah, where you look back on the Cleveland season, you're like, God damn it, they won 6 or 7 games. That's crazy. They felt so bad. Like Washington last year, I think was like that. Where you're like, what?
I think that's 7 wins. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, maybe not 7 wins, but I don't know.
Let's find out.
Where are you guys at on this one?
I have this as a Browns loss. And quick aside, I also have the Dolphins winning the AFC East.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I think they probably will win the AFC East. I just
was gonna say they fought with the Bills last year for it, and if you believe the Bills got worse, I don't necessarily know that Miami got worse. Oh, they lost a lot of defensive players.
Yeah, but
a lot
feel
of
like
the younger ones who got hurt are coming back too. That's
Yeah,
part of the
they
reason
had
why
they also had a rough end to their season with injuries.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm high on the Dolphins this year. I have this as a Browns loss.
I also believe that Miami at home or at Cleveland is going to be a slugfest because of the cold. But I'm gonna just go ahead and believe that Miami pulls one out here. For the same kind of reason Owen was talking.
This is a prime time under game to the max, by the way. This is two teams with an incredibly known rushing attack with the Browns and a super underrated rushing attack with the Dolphins. Because no one thinks about it, but those running lanes are wide open with those receivers, the way they get set up. So this is a run the clock down 20-17 game.
Bro, Google does not want me to know what the fucking Commanders' record was last year.
4-13. Open up the ESPN app.
I am on there. It's
the ESPN app. You're not on the app. Well, get on the fucking app, you fucking pleb. What the fuck is that? ESPN.com on the phone?
Yes, normally when you Google a team, you can look up their standings really easily.
Sick. You make me fucking sick. All right, so that finishes off, and the final game of the season's at Baltimore. We all picked that as a Baltimore W already. So I have them at 6-11. Owen and Chogan have them at 7-11, and this is one of those weird ones where somehow the group ended up with them at 5-12. Maybe the group knows something that we individually do not.
What is the group? Can you explain that?
The group is so basically how the majority goes. So if 2 people pick a W, it's a W, or 2 people pick a loss, it's a loss.
And you and Logan are one person.
So it means that me and Owen were opposite enough of each other, and you guys weren't. It was a lot of us going, one person going, you know what, that's a dub. See, like the first week of the season, we all picked a W at some point, but the group picked no wins, which is really where that starts to descent.
Gotcha.
And so that happened a couple times, and then so there you go. So that's the Cleveland.
I'd love it if Cleveland only got 5 wins.
To Schittsburg we go.
To Schittsburg we go.
Schittsburg we go. I'm so worried the cat's about to fucking step on the keyboard.
Just throw the cat a little bit. Give a little.
He's not doing anything.
A little. What is it? Amaranth action? Is she the one who tossed the cat?
No, it was Alinity.
Yeah.
Alinity.
Oh yeah.
Before we do any of this, as someone who recently refreshed on the AFC North preview this week over the last several years, before anyone says anything, I want you to know if any of you pick the Steelers under 9 wins, I will be in your ear for the following year.
That's fair. He was in my ear last year after I didn't pick them for 9 wins.
To be fair,
no, you did pick them last year. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, right. Sorry. Yeah, you were in my ear last year because I didn't do it 2 years ago.
Truman was looking good 2 years ago, and then they won, 5 of their last 6?
Yeah, they just went on a fucking run. I was like, God damn it, dude. All right.
All that to miss the playoffs.
All that to say, Pittsburgh opens the season at Atlanta. Got to be a W. That's got to be one of them.
I'm there.
Everybody's hyped up on Kirk Chains, but that's got to be a W.
Kirk Cocaine, maybe.
Kirk Cocaine. Nice.
I have that as a Steelers W as well. I think it'll be a really good game. This is actually one of the games I'm most excited for on opening weekend. In my heart, it's a coin flip, but how I have it on the sheet is a win.
Isn't do we believe Penix is starting this game?
No shot.
And no,
Not unless Kirk gets hurt, which is possible.
I thought Kirk is coming off of an injury.
Yeah, I
isn't
guess
he?
it comes back how he comes back from the Achilles injury.
Yeah. Yeah, he still has
He
an
might.
Achilles tear that he's trying to
I
rebound
think the
from.
media is saying he's all the way back, right? He's in OTAs doing all the things.
I thought that was the assumption. I haven't heard any indication that it
Because
won't. Be
okay,
Kirk.
because I'm like, we're 2 months away from this game. Where are we sitting with Kirk? I mean, I don't
I
believe
was
Kirk is at
operating
100%
under the-
regardless. So yeah, I'll go with a Pittsburgh win here.
yeah.
Okay.
You
They
never
open
know
the
when Kirk's
season,
gonna
it's
take
like,
off
oh
the
my
run, so-
god, it's like, oh my god, Wilson can do some. He still has his magic.
Yep. Okay. At Denver, revenge game for Russ. Give me the W.
Denver is one of the worst teams in the league. Pittsburgh. And I'm guessing a dynamic kick returner has a good showing in this game.
Speaking of teams that should be running the triple option, fucking Pittsburgh.
I had that thought too. I think they would actually be really successful if they did that.
Yes, absolutely. The Taysom Hill role is what Justin Fields should be playing this upcoming year. Give Justin Fields to Sean Payton. Let's see what happens over there.
The
Kitty.
Nice.
sorry, the cat is not happy. I'm not petting him.
Us too. Owen's petting the cat. He went from me, and now Owen's petting him now. He's
But
been getting some loving.
Steelers
He's needing-
W. I think this is just a QB mismatch.
Chase.
Yeah, this is just a great start for Pittsburgh's schedule. And
Yes.
it's a Pittsburgh win.
Absolutely. So after 2 fairly easy road tests, they get to come home and host the Los Angeles Chargers. You know what? Sneaky one. Pittsburgh L for no reason.
I'm on the other way. Chargers can't possibly be good.
I know, but this is just one of those where you're like, Pittsburgh is, because they can't be too good. You can't pick them at 11 wins. You pick them at 9
No,
wins.
I'm finding a way to give them 9 exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Chase, should I spoil or should I save it for the end?
Go ahead.
Spoil it.
What?
Look at the bottom of my Steeler sheet.
Oh, that's right. You did put something like that.
No way. He's not giving.
He has
He's
him
not
at-
following his own
He has
advice.
them at 17-0.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
You want me to wait till the end?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait till-
Okay.
It's got to be a Pittsburgh win over Kansas City, surely.
I have this as a loss to the Chargers. I
He
think
has them at 8 wins.
this is just a quarterback discrepancy the other way this time.
I see this as, in my head canon, a Harbaugh brother being like, "Oh, you couldn't beat Tomlin? Well, I can," and goes all out for this win. I think it's a Chargers win.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a cheeky Chargers win.
Yeah, he spends the entire practice sessions for that. Be like, Quentin, catch it with your hands this time, and then maybe he'll actually catch it with his hands once, but probably not.
And then the following week they are at Indy. That's a W.
no,
Whenever you think that the Steelers are gonna zig, you better fucking zag, brother.
You have
Yeah.
them at 4-1 to open the
Truman
season.
finally
Truman.
gets it.
Yes.
no, they can't win this game. No way.
All right, an L for Owen at Indianapolis.
Yeah, because their start. What was his face? Richardson's gonna be back. Okay,
Yeah, Anthony AR. Yeah.
he's actually decent.
Yeah, but the rest of the Colts team isn't. That's what we learned last year.
What part of Pittsburgh is good to you, besides the Watt brother?
What?
The
Tomlin,
DBs are really good.
Mike Tomlin, George Pickens.
Well, Sutton's going to be out the first 8 weeks.
yeah, for domestic battery with strangulation.
That's so crazy.
Crazy. Yes, but
Even
yeah,
so, they still have Fitzpatrick and that one guy that I'm blanking on.
Joey Porter Jr.
There you go. That guy.
JPJ.
I have this as a Steelers win in an ugly game.
I see an Indy win here.
To the coin.
To the coin. Come on, get. God damn it, heads again. I think it's been like 6 heads in a row.
Jesus.
You talk too much shit after that first two.
All right, the following week, Pittsburgh hosts Dallas. I have this as a Pittsburgh W. They are 4-1 after week 5. Owen has already picked this as a Pittsburgh loss to the Cowboys. What says Chogan? It's Sunday Night Football, by the way, which is prime Dallas blow-up time.
I have this as a Steelers loss, I think, in my head when I was picking this. As like, this is Dak MVP contract year moment.
Mm-hmm.
Was my reasoning, I think.
I think they take advantage of Sutton being out. This is a coin flip for me, weirdly enough, but I think with the Sutton being out, now we're influenced towards they don't have enough bodies in the secondary.
That's
also
fair.
I don't know where this comes from in my heart, but for whatever reason, my memory says Dak performs really well in non-dome northern stadiums like the Pats in Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Like, I feel like every Cowboys game I've watched in that setting, he's performed really well in. I don't think he won all of them, but it was always those like 350, 3-touchdown games.
Fair.
He can sling that rock. He's good at that.
Fair.
How much do you think tickets are for that game?
Which
Dallas and Pittsburgh together.
Oh my god. $450 for shit.
Probably.
The
Steelers tickets are expensive as hell.
Yep.
The following week, the Steelers travel to Vegas.
God, their schedule's so easy.
But you gotta zig when everybody's expecting you to zag. Give me a Pittsburgh loss. Give me a weird one.
Raiders.
You can't believe in Pittsburgh. You're gonna have to go, oh my god. They're like, wow, they beat a pretty solid Dallas team. Oh my god, they got fucking blown out by the Raiders. What the fuck? Are you gonna zig or are you gonna zag,
their schedule
bitch?
is so bad. Oh my lord, look at all.
This is a prime last place schedule.
Yeah, give
or
me
second to last, I guess.
Yeah, I get
Somebody else has a last place schedule.
You know what?
I wonder who that was.
Give me the Raiders.
Raiders. All right, Owen's going Raiders. Cincy boys, where are you at?
This is a Steelers W. I think this is a coaching mismatch in favor of the Steelers. Not that the Raiders hasn't shown promise, but you're going against Mike Tomlin. I think experience shows up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers win here. It seems like way too much of a dry spell. Also, can you scroll up a smidge? Do they play every away game in a dome before the bye?
No, they go at Denver.
Okay. They almost had a full dome run of aways and then host. That'd been a crazy opening start.
Wow. Yeah, the only road atmosphere is at Denver, and the best time to play at Denver is in September.
When the summer is still there.
So the following week, so I have them at 4-2 after week 6. They will be hosting the New York Jets. I assume Aaron Rodgers will be on some drug retreat this week. So I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this one over the Jets.
Yeah, I can't do that, man. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, the Jets could make the playoffs.
Pretty big if.
So,
you guys?
I think the Jets defense is too good that they can't win this game. Or they will win this game regardless of who the quarterback is. I think the strategy for Pittsburgh's offense is perfectly matched by the Jets personnel. And I don't think Russ is quite at that point where he can just throw for 300 against this type of setup for a win. So I have a Jets win here.
I think this is a sink or swim. This is a sink or swim to the O-line, and I feel like at this point they haven't gelled enough.
So they're going to sink, not swim.
Sink. I mean, it's a sink or swim game, but I don't think that they're gelled enough to be at that good spot.
Fair enough. Sink or swim, and they have ankle weights on them. The following week,
back-to-back.
October 28th. It's weird, yeah, back-to-back games against the New York teams, but not at New York. They host both the New York teams. Monday Night Football. I already have this as Pittsburgh beating the Giants. Owen already has this as the Giants beating Pittsburgh. So it comes down to what you guys say.
Damn, 5 losses in a row.
Yep, you gave it to him, didn't you, Owen?
They're gonna have to go on a run, buddy. See, you laugh.
I have it as a Steelers win. I don't think the Giants' defense is there yet. I know their defensive line is really good, especially with the Brian Burns addition. But those linebackers and DBs are they could be the worst in the NFL.
True.
Close.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, whether the coach can run a 7-second 40-yard dash or not, influenced by wings or not, I don't think it matters. That team is just not. It's not there.
I just realized this is Monday Night Football as well. Man.
How many wins do I pick?
Another stinker on Monday Night Football. So going into the bye week, you guys have them at 4-4.
Right.
Owen has them at
3-5.
3-5. Owen has them starting off with 3 wins and then losing 5 straight. And I have them
at standard Pittsburgh kind of procedure.
I have them at a very good 6-2, where they're in the bye week at 6-2, but everybody knows they're fucking frauds. Everybody's like, God damn it. Everybody's like, well, like Pittsburgh's technically on top of the AFC North, and everybody's like, yeah, but we know what the fuck's gonna go on with Pittsburgh. Come on.
When they were when they were 11-0 was when the famous quote came out. It's like
that was 5 years ago at this point.
Yeah, Mike, many people are calling you the worst 11-0 team in history. What do you have to say about that? We do not care.
We do not care. All right. So they come out of the bye week. They travel to the
Ryan
Commanders.
Finley.
Oh, yep. They travel to the Commanders on November 10th. Somehow I picked this as a Commanders W. Very odd of me to do that. But Owen picked this as a Steelers W, as he should. And Chogan, where are you guys at?
Mike Tomlin post-bye pretty good, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. So
probably
have that as a dub.
Sutton has a bye week to get acquainted with the defense. I think it's in a decent spot. I'm going to go with a Pittsburgh win here.
Yeah, he might strangle that offense.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh W. The following week, they host Baltimore. Me and Owen picked this as W's for Pittsburgh. You guys picked this as a Baltimore W. The following week, they're at Cleveland. Me and Owen both picked this as a loss for Pittsburgh, and you guys picked this as a W for you guys. Perfect. The following week, they are at Cincy.
No, I have to pick them to beat Cincinnati. No.
No, I have the perfect scenario for them to beat Cincinnati. It makes total sense for me. You're an idiot. You have to do this. Oh yeah, you have to have this one. No. They're at Cincinnati. I get to comfortably pick this as a loss. They will lose at Cincinnati. Owen?
Clear away win. I just think Pittsburgh has the overall team advantage. I have to. I can't get them to 9.
Look out on the bulletin board.
This is the most hostage situation I've ever seen from Owen on Dahm. That's true.
Here's the Logan. I'm going to interject because I know what the rest of your thing is. They are now in the thick of a brutal run.
That's why you gotta have them at 6-2
more
at the bye
losses
week.
than wins.
Gotta have them 6-2 at the bye week.
I have to go with a Steelers loss here. It's just they've already now played 2 back-to-back AFC North games. A third is just going to murder them.
They're playing 4 AFC North games in a row. That's insane.
That is.
And then they have Philly, and then Baltimore, and then Kansas City, and then Cincy again. They have a terrible end of the season.
Here's the thing. They do get a 10-day break. So I actually have this as a Steelers win, which means we're back to the coin, baby.
Damn, the coin's going to decide if you guys can get it to 500 or not.
Heads again.
So this is a Cincy W for Chase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I chose them to beat the
Eagles. Following week they host Cleveland. I have this as we all have this as a Pittsburgh W, which is good for us. The following week they are at Philadelphia. Me and Owen have already picked this. I picked this as a Pittsburgh loss, like a reasonable human being. Owen picked this as a Pittsburgh W, even though they're at Philadelphia. What do you guys have?
I have them for a loss. I think this will actually be a very competitive game. I think the advantages for both teams are kind of jigsaw puzzles, where they're kind of anti-teamers of each other.
Yep.
So in my heart, it's a coin flip, but on the sheet, I have it as a loss.
Fair.
You know what? I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to risk it.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna risk it.
Don't you fucking dare.
I have to risk it.
Chase, where are you at?
I'm also leaning a coin flip here, but it just has a slight edge to Philly. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
So you guys both
going with a
Yep.
Philly win here.
Both pick it as a Philly wins. So December 21st, this is a Saturday game. They are at Baltimore. Me and Owen picked this as a loss for Pittsburgh. You guys picked this as a W for Pittsburgh. So in a very classic scenario, we all have Pittsburgh at 8-7 with 2 games left to play, which is perfect. This is how listen, great job, team. A great job by everybody. This is exactly how it always fucking comes out. So, the following week, Christmas, they host Kansas City.
I'm gonna risk it.
I refuse. Kansas City W.
No, Owen, it's your brand.
I'm gonna risk it.
It's your brand, Owen.
You make me fucking sick.
Oh, you guys think I'm risking the other thing?
Oh.
I'm risking Logan's wrath. They're losing this game.
Oh, they're losing to Kansas City. Wow.
Okay.
Logan, what did you pick?
I have a big Chiefs W on this one. Steelers L. I think this is a.
Oh wait, maybe that's his surprise too.
I'm thinking that might be his
I
surprise.
mean, why the Chiefs might not have to even play anything in this game, but they're probably still fighting for the 1 seed at this point. So I'm going to go with a Chiefs win.
Okay, Chiefs win. So we have them 8-8.
All of us.
Final
do.
week of the season. Everybody should have Pittsburgh on the money line. They are hosting Cincy, and it's an AFC North fucking slop fest. You know, somehow Tomlin's back there. He's casting spells. Give me a Pittsburgh W.
That's crazy. That's
9-8 as they should be.
Okay. So here are my thoughts. Either I give this to Cincinnati, which makes which makes Logan happy temporarily, but also puts me up for grabs for Logan in my DMs for an entire season. Or
When they're 6-2 at the bye week, trust me, you'll be hearing it on the fucking show, buddy.
I could kind of lie to myself and say that Cincy's gonna be 13-3 entering this week, so they don't have anything to play for, so that they're gonna play their bench players. But I still think Cincinnati's bench could beat Cleveland.
Nobody's winning the AFC North at 14-3 or 13-3. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I'm risking Logan's wrath. They're not fucking This is the year. This is the
Okay,
year.
Owen.
This is the year.
Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
They can't gamble and win 9 times in a row.
Clip it.
No way.
Clip it, chat.
He can't. Okay, you know what? Here, I'll add something onto this clip so you can make sure to get this. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't
keep getting away.
He just can't keep getting away with this.
You fool. You're foolish. All right.
What timestamp is that? I need to write that down.
Jogan?
I have this as a Steelers win for the same reason as the first time.
Jace?
I hate being able to believe, I should say this. I hate hearing others believe that like the Bengals are the most ill-equipped team for a division run, like ever. Every year it's like, oh, they're going 1-5 because they can't beat this team twice. They can't beat this team. It just nothing screams like that's the case. And I do think it'd be very comedic how this is gonna go. I think we're gonna go to the coin to determine whether Tomlin wins or not. 9 wins.
I think it might be because
if you're going
have
to
you considered that maybe Zach Wilson can't outcoach any coach in this division?
It's heads.
Or Zach Taylor, sorry, not Zach Wilson, sorry.
Chogan has chosen heads, which means the Bengals are winning this game. Which means
No way.
that means
Logan will be in
Logan's
his own DMs.
that means Logan's in your DMs.
So the thing I was talking to Chase about, or what I was alluding to, is on my card, I have the Steelers going 11-6.
Yes, that is what he has.
Oh my god!
So
Yes, that
here's
is
the
what he has.
thing. So I know because it's combining our stuff and he's won a ton of coins, it's not representative in the group pick, and I will honor the coin, obviously. But the Steelers have had 2 9-8 seasons in a row, which means they are doubly due for their 11-win season. Because those are the choices. You can have 11 wins, you can have 9 wins.
Why does people have so much belief and just like all this random luck and bounce back and all this stuff? The Steelers are still not good.
Listen, the Steelers went 11-0 and weren't good. You're thinking logically. This is football.
All these
The Steelers-
superstitions.
It's not superstition. Tomlin has gone above 500 every single season he's been.
I
a
know
head
what
coach
he's
of the
done.
Steelers. Yeah.
No,
that's not
is it
superstition.
above? I thought he was 8-8-1 once.
No, yeah,
8-8.
he hasn't gone above every season.
But
Here's
never
he
been
hasn't
below
gone below.
Here's the run: 10-6, 12-4, 9-7, 12-4, 12-4,
Ben,
8-8,
Ben,
8-8, 11-5, 10-6, 11-5, 13-3, 9-6-1, 8-8, 12-4, 9-7-1, 9-8, 10-7.
That's illegal.
That's
And
17
they're due
years.
for the 11.
17 years of this. He
It's time.
keeps getting away with it.
You know,
He keeps getting away with it.
we're facing two juggernauts here. Mike Tomlin's record, or Owen always beating Truman in the year-long picks.
Andy Reid isn't ready to retire yet. The script isn't in. He's got to do this for at least 4 more years of pretty much just barely over 500,
And then he can come
to
coach
then
Kansas
lose
City.
the streak, go 3-14, get fired, and get picked up by the Chiefs after Andy Reid retires in 2029. Easy.
How about
Let's not
this
wish
one?
curses on the world.
How about this one? We'll go with a nice, comfortable by week 6, Justin Fields is the starting quarterback for the Steelers.
Spicy.
Doesn't matter. We do not
Yep.
care.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
This is disgusting. This is just gross.
I'm glad.
Also, for those of you who are more attentive, I, non-beaming, have picked the Bengals to be swept in every division game this year.
Yeah.
That's
Again.
what?
Again, I don't get it. It's a consensus. I know you guys don't follow Bengals media. For some reason, it's the belief that our ceiling every season within the AFC North is 2-4.
Well,
No matter
I'm happy to
team
get
you
into
have.
that in the Bengals section.
I already told you we're getting into the Bengals section. I would like you to consider that maybe Zach Taylor is, which I called him Zach Wilson earlier. I apologize. I'd like you to consider that maybe Zach Taylor is the worst coach in this division. I would like you to
take
think
I have presented the same
I
time
mean-
on this program 3 years in a row.
I mean, if you
Rufus.
argue, you could easily argue the other 3 are top 10s in the league. So
the
being
group
number 11 is
the
not.
group picked Pittsburgh at 6-11. By the way,
Where
Yeah.
they should be. But I was a little bit scared. So I'm not brave enough to predict them at 6 wins.
there's many talk about a little bit of what us in the K-State community call Bill Self situation. Where has Zach Taylor done less with the most? Having Jamar Chase, having Joe Burrow, having T. Higgins, and not winning a Super Bowl or winning more division titles. It's a question.
And not winning games schematically and just off
No.
of your talent.
Right.
Division title implies AFC North title, right? Or do you mean just win in the divisional round?
No, I mean division. Yeah, as in winning the AFC North.
He's 2-2, correct? With
Yes.
Burrow, he's 2-2. Burrow got hurt.
2-1 asterisk. He got hurt last year.
No.
I'm willing to give Bengals fans an asterisk for last year.
I think he's already giving an asterisk for that year. Aren't you?
No, it's been Taylor was here a year before Burrow was drafted, and Burrow's going into year 5, right?
That
Because they
checks out.
shredded his rookie deal. So,
He's
Okay.
2-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
so 2-2. Last year, obviously, he got hurt. He still had a bad start, so it wasn't like we were in a great spot. But we were on 3 great wins before the Burrow season-ending injury. And then the first year was Burrow got hurt. What, 5 weeks in when he tore his ACL in Washington.
Yep.
Tore his ACL and MCL. It was pretty
tough.
early.
That was
I
a
mean,
tough look.
if you want to argue about he needs Burrow, I'm totally for it. If you want to believe that he's done less with more, nah, I can't join you on that one.
The 2 years he won the division were also the 2 years that Lamar Jackson was hurt. So that's the other side of that coin.
Okay, did Harbaugh not do enough with his team those 2 years?
I'm with you on that.
I'm
Greg
with you
Martindale
I think
or
there
whatever?
were
What was
Ravens
his name?
fans that were asking about, especially after losing in that AFC Championship game. I think there's Ravens fans that said, "What's going on with John?"
The
Harbaugh?
one Ravens fan I follow hates John Harbaugh.
But it's like when Andy Reid lost that Titans game. There were a couple rumblings of the Titans Chiefs playoff game. There were a couple rumblings of. Is Andy ever gonna get to do it? I don't know. And are we just buying our time with Andy? And I think sometimes people, maybe Ravens fans, besides winning the Harbaugh, probably ask, what John Harbaugh's been there for what feels like 20 years and has won 1 Super Bowl.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Zach Taylor's the only coach in the AFC North without a Coach of the Year, correct?
Correct.
I'm pretty sure Harbaugh and Tomlin had to have won one.
I think Tomlin won 3 of them. I think he's won it every year that
the 13 and 3 years.
The 13 and one of the 12 ones, I think.
That sounds about right.
I have to believe Harbaugh got one at some point, maybe with Lamar's MVP year, maybe. I don't know. So it's a super easy argument to say Zach Taylor's the worst coach in the AFC North. I mean,
right.
Actually, I think it's more of an objective truth.
It is like it is.
I don't know. I'm willing to have that discussion. I'm a Harbaugh hater.
Oh, he's not worse than Harbaugh. Or he's not better than Harbaugh.
I think so.
Okay, now you're crazy.
The Ravens
there's 2 coaches in the division that have won Super Bowls.
Okay,
Owen hates
we can't
the
just
Ravens
prop
more
up
than
people
any
for
AFC North person.
We just can't prop up people for a single Super Bowl win. We all know that the Ravens Super Bowl was super mega fluky, kind of like people saying Flacco elite because of the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's actually crazy. Mike Tomlin has not won Coach of the Year ever.
Oh, never mind then.
He came in with a pretty good team and then immediately won a Super Bowl. And once you win a Super Bowl, you really can't win Coach of the Year.
Yeah. It's the you tried kind of award for coaches.
Yeah.
It's more of your team persevered and did better than we thought.
Right. Kevin Stefanski's got 2 of them.
Yes.
So
every coach in the division has every coach in the division has a Super Bowl win or a Coach of the Year. So, I mean,
Marvin Lewis has more Coach of the Year wins than Mike Tomlin. Something to consider.
That's based.
That's crazy.
The Ravens could have been a better. I mean, the Bengals could have been a better franchise had they had the balls to fire Marvin Lewis when they should have. You guys kept him around way too long.
Well, of course, everybody knows that.
Cheap owner.
Yeah.
He was also the lowest paid coach in the league for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe that makes sense then.
No, he took the minimum to keep his job.
That's very funny. They were both just like, listen, we're stuck with each other.
His team's also won the minimum.
All right.
Poor Andy Dalton. I feel bad for him. He was actually good.
Let's get into it. Cincinnati opens the season against the New England Patriots.
Easiest win maybe ever.
Yeah. A nice dub for Cincy. What a great opening game for you guys, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Do you guys...
Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah. Warm up. Not worried about it even slightly.
I'm excited to see Trent Brown versus Matthew Judon. I think that's how they match up. Obviously, instantly a revenge game, quote unquote, for Trent Brown. I think that's going to be a fun, okay, can you handle the AFC North ends that you're going to deal with later this year? Maybe Trent Brown or maybe it's Amarius Mims. I doubt Amarius Mims wins the starting job right away, but I think they're talking about Mims as like a 6th tackle or like a 6th lineman on frequent plays. I'm excited for how that game goes.
Yep. Okay, so a New England W. And then now the longest segment of the show. September 15th, Cincinnati Kansas City in Burrowhead.
I can't. I can't pick a Cincinnati win here. I can't. I'm not allowed to. It's in my contract.
You're allowed to. You can.
It's in my contract. I signed a contract.
This is a safe space. We'd let you pick a Cincinnati win if you want to.
Uh,
Who knows? Oh, and Rashee Rice might be out.
I can't. I can't do it.
What about all the guys that got arrested? Somebody's got to get suspended for all that.
The one guy that I was genuinely afraid of is Samaje Perine is no longer on the team, right?
No, he's not.
No.
God, man, that guy did kick our ass.
Dude, he's on Denver, your favorite team.
Oh,
Samaje Perine was the Mike Williams of the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude just munched on us every time he played us.
We have Zach Moss now, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
You know who I could see being that player on this team? Is
Joe Burrow.
Gesicki, honestly.
I was gonna ask who I knew you guys had a new tight end.
Oh, no,
I
it's
could
Mike
see
Gesicki?
Gesicki having a
have four
very
new tight
weird good game this
If he gritties on us after a touchdown, I might lose my marbles.
Owen's literally gonna kill himself.
Literally. Yeah, I still can't pick a Cincinnati win. I'm not allowed to.
That's fair.
Owen's picking a W for the Chiefs. Sorry, just wanted to make sure. Guys, what did you guys have?
Actually, 1 second. Just want to emphasize the fact that I'm not memeing, and also my dog is crying because there's people letting off fireworks. So that's why she's like this.
Oh,
I think this is actually going to be kind of an easy win for Cincinnati. I watched
this motherfucker, dude. I hate this.
I watched the guy who wasn't good enough to be the third string behind Kirk Cousins get 17 points on Kansas last year, more than the reigning MVP, by the way.
Who?
And
Jake Browning.
Yeah, Jake Browning. So I think if you prorate that out, this is probably a 10-point win.
Dude,
At
Logan,
a minimum, I think
you're
Joe
so
Burrow's worth 10 points.
It's funny.
Jake Browning.
It's funny. We always say that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are maybe one of the best tandems in the league. But I think maybe the second best tandem might be the Cincinnati Bengals and the word if. That's crazy. If Joe Burrow would have been healthy last year, who knows what they could have done? I don't know, guys.
I don't know. My favorite thing, Logan, is that you're like, man, I don't know if we can beat the Steelers on a 6-day schedule, dude. They're just so tough. And then you're like, Kansas City, hey, no, easy win.
That's an easy
14 points.
Easy win.
We are coming off a JV squad going into KC, and the boys are going to be fired up.
Hey, so are we. We're playing the Ravens week 1.
Hey, who's Jamar Chase going to fight if L'Jarius Sneed's gone? You guys don't have anybody to fire you up.
Nah, I think this will be a good T. Higgins 115 in a touchdown game.
T. Higgins ain't playing, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Mike Gesicki, Gritty's in the end zone. I'm
gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick.
We get someone ejected for excessive celebration. Then you actually
book your flights right now. We're gonna eject you out of the top deck at Arrowhead for excessive celebration, man.
Nailed it. That's all I got. What do you think, Chase?
All this for Chase to go. Yep, I agree.
No, I wouldn't do that on this being like the most important game in our pick. No, man, I want to think like you, Logan. I don't know where Burrow's gonna be week 2. I just have a weird feeling that it's gonna be good enough. He's gonna be better than Browning, but I don't think he's gonna be the Burrow that has
Hey,
a
hot take there. Hot take.
City.
That's a real hot take there, Chase. Joe Burrow better
like
than Jake Browning?
At partial strength, yes.
You've got Truman's blood pressure up, Logan. You're gonna set himself out.
Trust me, I cooked that one up for a week. Waiting
Too much red dye 40 on Grub Buds. I'm too hyperactive right now.
I do think the Bengals take a new approach to the preseason this year that they haven't done. They're like, hey, our guys gotten hurt on like 3 of our 4 seasons. Can we just change it up a bit?
To be fair, Joe Burrow hurt himself before any of the preseason games, didn't he? Wasn't that just OTAs? Did he just strain his calf last year?
Yes, when he did, when he did that, yes. I'm gonna have to go with the same thing that Owen does. I can't pick a Cincinnati loss here. We know we're gonna lose the group vote, so we have to fight as hard as we can. But
hey, I respect it.
But like, man, that's going to be a very different start to the season if we go 2-0. And it's like, hold on a second. You mean we're not starting the season 1-4 and have to claw our way out of a hole like every time?
You've already seen my card, Chase. So prepare.
German, just go ahead and say it.
Gosh. I mean, if they start 2-0, God, that'd be huge, wouldn't it? If they did that. If Joe Burrow comes out better than Jake Browning. That'd be pretty good.
No, I've got to say, I'm laughing too hard at all of these takes.
Hold on, Truman. If you're gonna throw ifs out, we have to throw ifs right back. I mean, you can't just say like we're the ones with all these question marks.
Yeah.
Do you what is your wide receiver crew if Rashee Rice is not playing this game?
Hollywood Brown and
Travis Kelce. Who cares?
And Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy still.
Do you believe in Xavier Worthy in a week 2 game of this magnitude?
Against the Bengals cornerbacks, I'm sure he could manage.
He could manage.
We'll find out.
L stuttered.
Yeah, he stuttered.
Travis Kelce. Do the Chiefs fumble in the fourth quarter?
Hold on. Let's do this then. Since we know what's going on, what is your spread or win amount? Logan gave his.
Oh, every game between the Chiefs and the Bengals, no matter what, should be whatever team's at home -2.5. That should be the line. No matter what, we can't pretend like any of them have been blowouts. I think the Chiefs. What was it? 20? Was it 21-17? Is that what it was
last year?
Yeah.
I thought it was 19-17.
No, it wasn't 19.
Oh, no.
It might have been.
Wait, last year? Yeah, it was something around 21.
It was like
no, we definitely kicked field goals. So. Hold on.
Yeah. Just a
25-17.
Okay.
Like if we're just gonna do this song and dance, how about we put numbers with it?
Yeah. How about $2,000?
Yeah, we could put numbers behind it. 3, I would say. I know you guys would probably also put the same 3 behind yours, but I just. In Burrowhead is such a tough.
I'd say 1. I'd say a 1 point.
If I was a sports book, I would agree with you at 2.5. But if I'm me, we're gonna get a 10-point win.
Oh my god! Bengals famous for winning by 10 points against the Chiefs.
That is the most I've ever projected us to win by ever.
Well,
we all
I could have
know.
sworn he predicted a 14-point win over the Chiefs at some point. I could have sworn.
It's always been 3.
We all know that after this game, it's either going to be toxic, which I always strive to not be.
Oh, I don't.
I know. You take it for both of us. You dish it and you take it.
I accept the responsibility.
I hope they throw no flags.
I generally
sorry, Owen, one quick thing. One of the first ever times I was like fully interacting with Truman. Like obviously we had talked and met and I was like making sure that I didn't, because it was win-win-win for Bengals. And it was like, okay, I am making sure I'm not doing anything more than saying I think it was a good game. I would have had a fun time, like blah, blah, blah. And Truman came up with the early excuse on each of them. And on the third one, we're like, okay, no, we can't do that this time. Like, we're just going to be like, good game regardless of how it goes, regardless of what bad thing happens.
The first one was for sure. I remember the first one. I definitely was mad about the what was it? Illegal hands to the face call.
Yeah, that was the free first down in the red zone.
Yeah. that we should have got the ball back with a minute left, which, as you guys would know, that's pretty killer when you have Patrick Mahomes with a minute left with the ball.
Yeah, as you guys would know, Truman, it is tough to finish that fast. So,
What do you mean?
God. I mean, again, I'm gonna pick
second time was the AFC Championship game, and we're like, okay, we're gonna maybe say one thing, but we're gonna keep it at one thing at max. And then the third one was like, yeah, we can't even allow one thing to be said. It's gonna be respectful. We'll go each of our separate ways, but we'll talk about the game during the game, and that'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I the way I am is, in my mind, you either have to be a sore winner who gloats when you win, or you have to be a sore loser who bitches when you lose. I have chosen over my lifetime to be a sore loser. And when my team loses, I'm in the other team's friends' DMs who haven't said anything, and I'll bitch to them before they have a chance to slam me. That's generally my MO.
Well, and as Chiefs fans, it's a lot less work to be sore losers than sore winners.
There you
go. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick this as a W for the Chiefs still. But obviously, I mean, it's just...
Fuck off. Do you see chat?
Yes, I do. 2.5 points. I think the line has to be 2.5 points. Give me Chiefs 24, Bengals 20.
Dude, no, it's gonna be...
sorry, wait. 23-20. In Arrowhead. That seems like a familiar... I feel like that's happened before.
Why are you giving only 2.5? Are you saying the Bengals are a half point on a neutral field, but home field is giving you 2.5?
No, I get it I already said in Paycor, it would be Bengals minus 2.5. Listen, this game is simply always going to be decided by 3 points when both quarterbacks are healthy.
Okay, so you would put the spread at like 4.
I have no problem with those discourse
right now.
I would put the spread at 2.5.
I'm at like Chiefs 20.
It's at Kansas City. Wait, what? I'm confused.
I don't care. It's 2.5. It's
okay.
It doesn't matter. I think the Bengals are better? No. If the Chiefs were going to Cincy, I would put the line at 2.5 for the Bengals, and then you would probably set the same line. We'd both set the same line.
I would set minus 2.5 to the Bengals
trophy.
at home. I do not believe in minus 2.5 to the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Well, I hate to tell you,
it should be minus 4.
The winning bet's gonna be over 2.5 because it's gonna be Chiefs 20, Bengals 17, or Bengals 20, Chiefs 17. Like, it's gonna be decided on a field goal at the end of the game that someone makes or misses.
Chiefs 42, Bengals 7. I think is what it makes.
I was expanding upon what Owen said, and I will let Truman and Owen answer for themselves. I have always been a sore winning type of that thing.
Same.
But as a WVU fan and a Bengals fan, I don't get that opportunity very much over the years. But would you guys agree that I'm at least gracious in defeat for the most part? I know we have Twitter things, but
I know we have Twitter things.
Yeah, I'd say, he doesn't do anything that I don't do. Like, if you lose on something that's really frustrating, you tend to like say, "Oh, we would have won if not for that flag." That kind of thing. But right. I think like everybody does that.
I did ask you if you thought the Bengals lost that game or the Chiefs won it, and you said the Bengals lost that game for the AFC Championship game because you were quoting what I had said, and I just don't believe that's true. But I will agree that you're not that sore of a loser. I would say.
My main thing is I feel so much more comfortable slamming randoms who come with I'm a big bookmark guy. Like around once
you guys keep your receipts. There's no doubt about that.
Like around once a year, I go through and clear out all my old bookmarks, and I keep the really funny ones. Like one of my favorite ones was it was the one where the Chiefs won the Super Bowl against the Eagles, and early that season, someone said, "I don't even know if the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs," and so I really slammed that guy, and he was not happy about me bringing up that tweet, but I was giggling like a little kid.
Listen, Chase, if for some reason you end up in Kansas City and the Bengals and the Chiefs play, they will play, I guess, no matter what. And you're in Kansas City, we will let you come and sit right here on this couch.
Okay.
And we we'll both wear our suits, and you can wear your Bengals stuff, and we'll set you up with the champagne glass.
Okay.
And every time
That's
you
empty?
say this life sure is sweet, ain't it? And then we'll clink our glasses with you, with no champagne to your champagne-filled glass.
Yep.
Yeah, we will.
I'm willing to make that deal.
I believe that was our arrangement if we win the Super Bowl, if I recall correctly, both of us.
It was that we had the podcast, and did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, but that's not going to cash. So I wanted to give you guys another option for it to happen.
I just triple checked my calendar. There's absolutely no way I can make this game. I have 6 weddings in a row after that weekend, so I have to.
Shit.
Yeah, this year is brutal for our schedule.
This has been a brutal year for us as well.
Yeah. Are you going to Are you going to the wedding in Wichita this weekend?
What?
Are you going to the wedding in Wichita this weekend?
No.
Okay, because I got to get a hotel room for that. I got to remind myself.
No, it's Tina's birthday this weekend, though. So, okay.
That is
All
right.
right. We have talked
Now
about
that week's done, can we just speed run the rest?
Yeah, we could probably
that
speed
was what we cared about.
Yeah, www. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so they then host the Washington Commanders. Obviously, this is a Bengals dub. Me and Owen both already picked it that way.
Agreed.
It is
Same.
Monday Night Football.
Joe's pretty
Same.
good in prime time as well,
Fair. Okay.
except against defense.
Yeah, well, yeah. The following week, they're at Carolina. Carolina is going to be bad. I will give this to Cincinnati.
I agree.
Yeah, I
Owen?
mean, I don't like the 4-0.
Yeah, no,
I don't
there's-
really believe in the 4-0, but yeah, I'm with it.
There's no
Don't
way.
worry, you'll be 3-1. It'll be fine. The following week,
Yeah.
they host
4-0.
the following week they host the Baltimore Ravens. Me and Owen already picked this as a dub for Cincinnati. You guys have already picked this as an L for Cincinnati. Ironically,
This
kind of fun.
this is fitting. That's a fitting loss slot.
Damn, that's a lot
in
of
the
wins. I got to
schedule.
give them some losses somewhere.
You don't have to. October 13th, they are at the New York Giants. Me and Owen have already picked this as a W for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a dub.
The following week, they are at Cleveland. We have all already picked this as a loss for Cincinnati.
I've never liked Cleveland as the first. I've never liked the first matchup against Cleveland. It always seems like the slap in the face game. Like, hey, you guys need to wake up.
Yep. Especially because you guys will have you guys cruising at that point where you're 4-1. You guys have it at or 5-1, and then you're going
Why?
to at Cleveland. And
Why
you're-
is Cincy at New York Giants Sunday Night Football? That sounds dumb.
terrible game? Well, we were at the New York Jets last year, but it was because we thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing.
Well, yeah,
Every
at least
time
you had
they'll
Aaron
put that
Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's because we'll be Super Bowl favorites at this point. So
Oh, October 20th, they had two Cleveland. We already did that one. We already all picked as a loss. October 27th, they host the Philadelphia Eagles. I have already picked this as an Eagles W. Owen has picked this as a Cincinnati W. It comes down to what you guys think.
I have this as a loss.
This screams coin flip and who's gonna get the ball last as well. I'll concede with the Eagles win.
Interesting.
The chat says there's no universe where the Eagles can handle the Bengals running game.
Is sarcasm. That is immense sarcasm.
I do
Not a
want
real opinion.
I'm curious. So that's like a week 7 game. I feel like Zach Moss has gelled at that point. But we might be down alignment at that point. We seem to always lose alignment at a rough time.
Also,
true.
the Eagles' defensive line is awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is awesome. November 3rd, you host the Raiders.
Oh, tough one.
That's a W. Terrible team.
You already. You don't need. I don't need to discuss.
W
this.
for the Cincy. Chogan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dub.
Dubskis, they're at Baltimore for Thursday Night Football the following week. Me and Owen have already picked this as a Baltimore W. You guys have already picked it as a Cincinnati W. The following week, they're at...
Here, scroll down for me, Truman. Show me how many wins I got him at.
well,
Damn. Okay.
You're at 10, counting everything else also. But
Okay,
You
that's fine.
Owen should be blindly choosing these, not basing
True.
their picks off
Hey,
of how
now this
many
is what
wins
we
they've
do.
already
True,
picked.
Owen.
Hey, this is my show. This is my show.
Wow. Kick him off the show. I've been saying it.
Get with the format, Chase.
November.
This is what we do every year.
That's true. It's all narrative based. We're trying to, and we can look ahead and
And
figure
we're
out
pretty
where-
good at it. 50% of the time before the season and any injuries, we actually get them right. So
At Los Angeles Chargers the following week, November 17th. Well, how many dubs do I have coming up?
oh, he's cheating.
Actually, yes. Okay, they're at the Chargers November 17th, right before the bye week. Ooh, cat in the hat. Cat on the hat. Cat as the hat.
Cat will not stop taking down pictures in my room.
Oh, jeez. Good luck with that.
So we're on timeout.
Nice. Okay, so they're at the Chargers. I have this as a Cincinnati W. Owen?
I can't see Cincy losing this. I just can't.
You guys? Another Harbaugh?
Yeah. I think this is a win.
I have this as a
Irish isn't here now.
Honestly, the Raiders have the greatest lineup from the draft for the season. Okay, dude. What were you guys saying? You guys had this as Cincinnati W?
I actually
Yeah.
had it as a loss. I do
Whoa.
believe the Chargers are going to be a lot more run heavy this year. And for all the reasons I have all the other Bengals losses, I do not think we're going to be able to hold up with that. So I have that as an L.
Is that where Gus Edwards
Did they
is?
just pay Eckler
Yes,
less?
that is.
Oh, is that
No,
where?
No,
okay.
no,
Eckler-
Eckler's on
Eckler's
the
gone.
Commanders now.
Yeah. It is 2 power backs and a first round offensive lineman leading the rushing charge.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh,
All
okay. No.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins is with the Chargers now.
And Gus Edwards, I think. Because
Oh,
they
it's
took
also with the Chargers. You're right. Wow.
yes,
That's
they
weird.
took the Ravens OC. Yes, so they
And then
took the
signed
Ravens
both
OC
running
and
backs.
both. Yep,
Wait, they took the Ravens.
OC because
That Georgia guy.
yeah.
When did that happen?
When they hired John Harbaugh.
No. They took Greg Roman, didn't they?
No, they took the DC. No,
Oh,
the
sorry.
the
They took-
DC.
Sorry,
No,
I
wait, the
got
DC's
it
a head
backwards.
coach, right?
No, DC
No.
is the city in the District of Washington.
Greg Roman is. They took the old Ravens OC, Greg
yes. Okay.
Ravens
Yes.
something. I say.
Roman.
The Seahawks head coach is the old Ravens DC. That's who it is.
That's right,
who
because
is
Pete
it?
Carroll retired. Holy cow.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We have
Uh,
it sorted out.
Did you flip the coin?
I will do that right now.
Can we see a tails?
Tails, baby.
Let's go.
Cincinnati
That's
lost. Woo!
Cincinnati lost, baby. Yeah.
All right, going into the bye week, I have them at 4 losses. Yeah, 4 losses. Owen has them at.
I think 3 losses. Yeah, 3.
Owen has them at 3 losses, and Chogan has them
4.
at 4 losses as well.
Balanced commentary.
So they're 8-4 for Truman and Chogan.
How's the group doing? Is group at 4 losses too?
That one, great question. Group has them at 4 losses as well, mostly because me and Owen, sadly, unfortunately for you, me and Owen have already depicted ourselves as the Chad in this comic scenario where we get to pick the Chiefs winning and you guys don't. Unfortunately, I've already depicted you as the weak soy jack. Sorry, guys.
Gus, it's the Leafs, not the Leaves, man.
There.
Maple Leafs.
Yes. The following week, so they come out of the bye week, they face the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have this as a Cincinnati W. Owen has this as a Cincinnati loss.
That's right.
He was forced into it. Chogan, you guys have this as Cincinnati W. The following week, they're at Dallas. It's Monday Night Football. Me and Owen have both already picked this as a Cincinnati W. Comes down to what Chogan would like.
This seems like they're about to start their run to a good seed in the playoffs. I think this is the Cincinnati win.
You had to check
I
yourself.
think-
You had to check yourself on what the run was for, huh?
Gus, you're not Canadian.
To start their run to the
Truman,
seed
you will
in the
never
playoffs.
see me have a wholehearted belief that any team that I root for, even if they're insane, will win the 1 seed except for FCC.
Fair enough.
I'm double checking my thing. I'm on the Ravens because I'm stupid.
He's not Canadian.
Yes, obviously. As if he was a Canadian, he could sure Leafs out of this
Yeah.
conversation.
I have this as a loss for the Bengals.
Oh, To the coin flip.
To the coin.
It's a win at
South.
Heads.
yeah, so really South Canadian. Kansas.
Win for the Bengals.
They're all
Heads.
sitting there in the Discord
Win.
right now. They're
Win for the Bengals.
Yep. Win.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, they're definitely on.
Yeah, they're all sitting there waiting in the Discord. Sorry, all of Owen's friends are rating the chat right now live because they're obviously it's 11 o'clock and they're like, Owen's normally playing CS:GO 2 with us by now. So
That's actually it.
normally we're all not getting bitches together right now.
Exactly.
Hey, Gus is married.
Oh, good for him. December.
Ian said true.
True. All right, December 15th. They are at Tennessee.
Brian Callahan.
Another team that I think is going to take
queuing
a
Office in
huge
5.
step back.
Not without. They're queuing Office without me.
I know. Sorry, buddy.
Dude, they're not losing to the Titans, man. Will Levis
Brian
is not
Callahan, our OC.
Are you sure Will
our
Levis
old
isn't
OC.
it? He sure looks like him. I don't know if you've seen him lately.
Have this as a loss for someone who understands Joe Burrow extremely well.
it. Wait, hold on. Give me actually change it back. Yeah, I for my Cincinnati prediction to be where I want it to be, Tennessee needs to beat them.
God. You know what?
You know what? I'm with you too.
You know what? Give me a tie.
Oh, time prediction?
The 0.5, you gotta go with the 0.5.
No, what did Logan want?
I said a loss. Take it to the coin?
Take it to the coin.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, my entire 5 stack of CS2s in the chat now.
It's a tie.
It's
The
a tie.
tie.
God damn it.
Man.
Vrabel's not even there anymore. How are they going to tie? Actually, you know what? That feels like a Zach Taylor scenario. Ties with fucking Tennessee. Your 5 states this. All right. December
Win,
19th.
win.
December 19th, they host Cleveland. We all have already picked this as a W for Cincinnati. December 29th, they host Denver. I think this has to be a W for Cincy.
Yep, this is W for Cincy, which puts me right where I thought Cleveland would be.
Or
Cincinnati.
12 and 5.
12 and 5, I think sounds fair.
And from Chogan,
Dub.
Yeah, this is a dub.
I mean, you're hosting Denver. I mean, it's got to be. Okay,
12 and a half. So stupid.
so that means I have picked Cincinnati at 11 and 6. Owen has picked them at 12 and 5. Chogan has picked them at 12, 4 and 1. And the group has picked them at 12 and 5. I don't know. Does that mean? Okay, so
That's, I think, Cincinnati wins the division.
that's what I'm trying to
I
figure it out.
Well, the
Double.
tie would eliminate all
Thank you, I
tiebreakers.
appreciate you.
For you guys, yes. I'm trying to figure out for Baltimore. I had them at 11 wins.
I had him at 12.
You had them at 12.
So it'd be
You
a
had 'em at 11.
tiebreaker based off of, well,
What did you guys pick? So Owen picked Baltimore losing to Cincy, but beating Cincy. Oh God, I don't. wanna work
you're
out all the
looking at a
tiebreakers.
nasty tiebreaker there, Owen and Truman. For both.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. That's the way I like my AFC North.
I'll sift
Disgusting.
through it. The tiebreaker in this scenario is going to be that you guys picked them at 12, 4 and 1, but you picked the Ravens at 11 and 6, so that as the group we will decide that, and also the group has them at 12 and 5 and has the Ravens at 11 and 6. So as the show goes, the show has picked the Cincinnati Bengals will be the division winners for this.
Damn,
for the AFC.
we have them not losing after the bye week.
But you do have them tying. So
But
Truman,
not losing.
can you look at your phone real quick and look at what I just sent you?
Did you send them all your individual predictions?
Not just the Bengals one. I just want this on the record for
oh
the
my
preview.
God, why, Logan? Wow. Do you want me to say it out loud?
Yes. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Logan
Or
picked
show
them at
it.
Do you just want me to say it out?
Yeah.
I mean, we can just say
I,
it out
I want to
loud.
be
Either way.
shocked. What the?
Logan picked them at 7 and 10.
How are they going to go 7 and 10 and still beat the Chiefs, bro?
I have a earnest feeling that run defense is going to get worse this year, and all of the back half of our schedule is either dominant in the run game or is trending that way, with the exception of Tennessee, which just has a head coach that knows every single thing about our offense.
Man, this is just. I mean, I'm looking at your picks. And like Browns L, like I'm gonna judge these off of whether or not I think it could actually happen.
Well, and you did have them getting swept. By,
got swept by the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm getting swept by the division, don't you?
Yeah, swept by the Steelers.
That's
That's just not. I just can't see that happening.
I mean, that's 6 losses right there. It's a hard division. Don't get me wrong, but
but if we're talking about probabilities with Tomlin, you got to do like when's the last time someone goes 0-6?
Very
recently, that's true. In the AFC North.
True. Someone always scraps.
Yeah, if we're out excluding the 0-16 Cleveland Browns and the 1-15 Cleveland Browns,
right?
When's the last time someone went 0-6?
Did the 1-15 Cleveland Browns even go 0-6?
They might have won their one game against No, it was a terrible team. I think it was like Houston or something. They beat.
I don't know. I'm not an AFC North fan. I couldn't tell you.
I'm not feeling this year for the Bengals as my prediction.
I can't.
This has to be the year.
How about this? What you talked about the run defense? How do you think they're a bottom 3 run defense this year?
I think they're going to be.
I just can't. I can't, as an outside fan who's viewed the Bengals as like one of the top threats to my team for like 3 straight years.
The Browns beat the San Diego Chargers that year.
Oh, okay. But I can't see the Bengals missing the playoffs.
They did take the Pittsburgh Steelers to overtime and lost.
I feel like I just really feel like that the Ravens are the ones going to be taking the step back. And I think that out of the teams that are primed for the step forward, it's not the Steelers, because the Steelers don't have a quarterback, and neither do the Browns. So one AFC North team has to, you have to trade off the division. So I can't see it being Cleveland or Pittsburgh. I think it has to be Cincinnati.
It's one thing to believe in a dominant run offense. Cool. It's another to have a blind eye that the terrible passing offense to go with it.
Right.
Like, it's different when you have to struggle against something like the Chiefs, where you have to kind of pick and force and see if you can win that small battle. It's another one. It's like, what's Cleveland going to do? Throw the ball for 130 yards this game? Right.
Well, here's the thing that I think you're forgetting is that the Browns' passing attack is like diversely good on top of Amari Cooper. Like, no.
Do you believe in Jerry Jeudy? Do you really believe in Jerry Jeudy?
As a 2? Probably.
I forget he's in Cincy.
He's kind of good.
He's in Cleveland. He's in Cleveland.
As a 1, probably not. I don't think that's really shook out. But as like a Deshaun Jackson late career type, could be like you're pairing in a super elite route runner and a Amari Cooper with a speedster on the other side. That is a recipe for bombing it a couple times.
Browns are the epitome of look good on paper, though.
Oh, I don't disagree.
That's true.
That's true. But you do still have Nick Chubb and probably the best offensive line in the NFL still.
Yeah, but their special teams are also. I think you have the Chargers situation
again. Yeah, I said really the Browns kicker is terrible. Like he has to win you a couple games sometimes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't see Cleveland taking that step forward, Logan. Like I understand, like as a football fan, where your concerns at, but like I've seen a Chiefs team with a literal last ranked offense like be a couple play changes away from being a Super Bowl
for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, like I want you guys to look at the back half of this schedule. A lot of these games in my mind, except the Denver game, I do think we're going to win that one. But a lot of these games in my mind, with the exception of Pittsburgh, are like Bengals lose 28-34. I don't think the offense is going to be bad. I think it'll be really good. But I think it's going to be paper mache all over again, just like 2019.
Interesting.
Ugh.
Paper tiger.
I can't be down. I can't be down on him, Logan. Like I understand where you're at and what you're saying makes sense, but until
I don't want this to happen. For the record,
well, yeah,
I would
obviously.
love it.
Right, of course not.
But this is my real brain really having to think and pick this through. Because
I like
that's
Dan
what they're
Pitcher over
required.
Brian Callahan if that's how it's because I know Zach Taylor's going to give away some of his offensive play calling duties. I think it's going to be
I'm
a
not worried
slightly
about the
different team.
offense. The offense will figure it out. That's why I think we're going to beat the Chiefs in week 2. But
The defense is so good now, man. That's the thing that I think you guys. It would have been interesting to see Burrow go against this defense last year. The defense is just
Well,
so
hopefully
much,
we'll
it's
see
so
it
much-
this year.
Right.
Well,
Absolutely. I'm excited for it this year because I mean, obviously, I guess no team really challenged the Chiefs, but I mean, they shut down the MVP. They shut down the best offense in the NFL en route to a Super Bowl. It's a really good defense now. You lose L'Jarius Sneed,
Yeah.
but the Chiefs are much deeper at cornerback than I think a lot of people think. So that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
the
you,
Chiefs.
you
the
had to
Chiefs-
re-sign Chris Jones, but you could always let Sneed walk.
The Chiefs.
That was our belief.
The Chiefs' third string safety is the one that had the big pick in the AFC Championship game.
Right.
Deion Bush plays maybe 20% of snaps,
Yeah.
and he's the one that made that play.
And they drafted an upgrade to that guy.
I totally get it. I mean, we know the team is better. I'm not believing that the Chiefs have a weakness per se.
Gosh,
Um,
and geez, if Felix can take that next step,
Which
oh my
the
gosh,
apparently
I
the
know.
Chiefs' other linemen think they can.
I know.
But I'll tell you this
they
much.
always say that he's
I
in
don't
his
wanna-
best shape of his career.
I don't
blah,
want to
blah.
exist on a podcast where I invite 2 Bengals fans on and they pick the Chiefs. I don't want to exist on a podcast like that.
Right.
I'll tell you that
I,
much.
I, if you look at my picks, I think we're going to be on a rocket ship up to almost the bye week. And that is a precipitous fall on the other side. That is how I think the season will go, at least for my team. I don't want that to happen. I would love to win the Super Bowl, but I don't.
I don't see the Steelers being this potent run offense you're believing they are either.
Warren is an efficiency god. He is a Mike
You're
Tomlin
believing
special.
Warren over Najee Harris when
Najee
you're
Harris
talking
will
about
Najee
this
Harris
as
is
well.
dog
by week
ass.
4.
You know who's going to be really efficient, though? Logan in my DMs this season.
You fucking bet it.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are not winning 9 games this year.
Okay, speaking
I'm telling you.
of efficiency, this episode has already gone. Is that 2.5 hours?
That is 2.5 hours.
Oh my
We're at
god! Okay,
almost 4 hours total, including your grub buds.
jeez, yeah. So we're a little tired. So let's pound out a quick top 5, real quick. Top 5 players in the AFC North, and then finally have mercy on everybody else. So
Thank you for listening this far. If you got this far, we
Absolutely.
really appreciate you.
I think
love you
I'm.
guys.
Let me. I gotta think of one more.
Are we doing top 5 players with their like experience in the AFC North, or like if they hired someone
Nope.
who just now joined in?
Nope.
Okay.
If they haven't played us, if they are the best player, no matter how many snaps played.
I feel like the
Interesting.
names pretty much write themselves.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty. Honestly, it's pretty.
Like it's a
straightforward.
pretty top heavy, big name division.
Yeah.
And yet, it's been very controversial the last 2 years we've done this.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's also has some of the best spread. I'm
Yes.
going to have one of each player, one of each team, and then it's figuring out who I think is the other.
Oh,
one.
I'm leaving a team off.
I know who you're leaving off because you're a fucking douchebag. Okay, I think it's got to be this person. All right, I'm ready to rock. I can go first. For you
Oh
guys.
man, wait.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
you want to go first? I was gonna say I can also go if needed.
No, here, let me go first. I got it.
Oh.
I like to go first because then everyone gets to make fun of me if my list is bad. It's way
Yeah,
it's way
'cause
better
we all
that
get
way.
to go. Oh, and you forgot blah blah blah, and it's like, oh shit.
All right. Well, I think this is the AFC North has some stars. So at number 5, I think this is where I put Jamar Chase, and
no.
that's
Okay.
a hard choice to make because I do think he's a top 3 wide receiver, arguably top 2, arguably best wide receiver, if depending on how healthy Joe Burrow is. But okay, number 5, Jamar Chase. Number 4,
Meat riding is
I'm
crazy.
going with TJ Watt. Once again, this is expecting all ligaments are in shape. So I'm going with TJ Watt. Number 3, this is where I'm putting Lamar. I think Lamar is good. I love to clown Lamar,
Oh, you're already getting rid of some players that I'm.
but
Yeah.
he's good.
Okay.
Considering you say he left off a team.
I did leave off Oh wait, I didn't leave off a team.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm sorry, I didn't leave off a
I
team.
was
Number
like,
two.
damn.
Number 2, Myles Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Just an absolute game wrecker.
The meat writing is crazy.
Gets
you didn't do this.
What?
Sorry, I want to hear who your top player is.
Joe
I
Burrow?
want to hear your one.
Joe Burrow?
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
That's I don't.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
wouldn't
come
agree
on.
with
Is
you.
this
I would not
reverse
agree
psychology?
with you. I would
You're
not
gonna
agree
put
with
you would put Lamar above Burrow?
Yes.
No,
Lamar is the
you're omitting at least one player that is top 2.
Lamar has the
Oh.
most Mickey Mouse MVP of all time. I don't want to hear it, man.
You are omitting at least one player that is guaranteed top 2 in this division.
I'm very okay. Now
I'm
I'm
excited
very
to hear
interested.
Chase it then.
Really? Okay.
We'll get there when we get there.
I've done this list. This is my 3rd time now, so I'm curious to hear what yours is.
I mean,
Truman, you got yours? You're hovering over yours?
yeah. I think it's fair that we go because we have the least amount of knowledge about
Fair. Fair.
about the AFC North. Sadly, this is where I also put Jamar Chase, which worries me because, but is my number 5 is Jamar Chase. Number 4 is Joe Burrow. I think I think it's top heavy in this division.
Yeah.
Okay.
And quite literally top heavy because I have Lamar Jackson at number 3,
Okay.
and then I have Myles Garrett at number 2, and I have TJ Watt at number 1, the reigning defensive player of the year, TJ Watt. So I think Watt and Garrett are head and shoulders probably the 2 best defensive players in the AFC. I mean, honestly, at the most impactful positions. Could we as Chiefs fans like to think there's some argument for Chris Jones or Trent McDuffie or something? Sure, but simply much that the MVP is always a quarterback award, the defensive player of the year is almost always a edge rusher award. And these guys are simply probably the 2 of the best edge rushers in the league right now. So, yeah, give me TJ Watt number 1, Myles Garrett number 2, Lamar Jackson number 3.
Would you like to go next, Logan?
I really
or
think
Jamar
you
Chase
could
5.
take either Truman or my list and put them on like dice, like all 5 of those, and just jumble it around and dump it out in whatever order that is could be the best 5 players.
I think I know who
Okay.
Chase is going to say we forgot, and I'm interested to see.
Okay.
I think I know it, but
I'll let it eat. 5 for me is
Put Logan one pick on
Joe
someone
Burrow?
else in.
Joe Burrow, number 5. Okay.
4 TJ.
Okay.
3 Lamar.
Okay.
2 Chubb.
Interesting. Okay.
1 Garrett. I think
So
with the
yeah,
depart-
obviously,
I don't know how you leave Jamar Chase off.
I figured that Nick Chubb was the one that Chase is saying that we forgot, and I don't know.
I'm going to spoil you now. No, it is not.
Interesting. I was about to say I don't know if Nick Chubb is
I'm
impactful,
shocked.
and I just don't trust him. coming off the
Shocked
knee
that
injury.
all 3 of you missed the one player that has to be in the top
Oh, I know
2.
who he's saying. I know who he's saying.
Has to be. Okay,
I can't wait.
I'll go ahead and start. Number 5, I do believe it's Burrow. I think Burrow starts the top 5 in this division.
Very interesting.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think
This division's
Burrow
loaded, dude.
I think Burrow's insane for a quarterback, but there are too many top 1s or top 2s, and Burrow had to step back with his injuries. I'm going with a current. I can't use Chubb because he had a great peak, but currently
I know who it is.
he is not there. I'm sure it's all. I think this is where you put Lamar. I think he's just got more stuff right now.
Yeah, he's better throwing picks for sure.
That's fair. We did miss a goat.
I think he's got Burrow. Number 3, I will go with Myles Garrett. I think he's a Bengals wrecker. However, I do.
number 1.
No way.
However, I do believe that TJ Watt is better, and he'll be number 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know how anyone
No
could
way
forget this guy's name. He is definitely the best player in the AFC North, Justin Tucker.
Oh,
I hate the
know.
freaking man. He is one of the best, if not a
You know
top
what?
3
I
kicker in the
respect.
league of all time. I hate the man.
You know
My
what?
family hates the man.
That's
But
on
he
me. I do
absolutely
forget.
is at least top 2 in this division.
Oh, yeah. You
if
know
you're gonna
what?
go,
That's on me.
if you're gonna go big, you gotta go big. If you're gonna be different, be
No,
real
you
different.
guys don't understand.
Oh, I do understand it. I just
Justin Tucker doesn't let the Ravens ever
lose.
leave any argument for the playoffs or beating the Bengals. There's like, if we knew we didn't have to worry about the kicker, the games we would talk about the Ravens would be very different.
Yeah.
But Tucker is absolutely an animal, and he's a guaranteed Hall of Famer. I think there's a few already in the AFC North that are guaranteed Hall of Famers just on accolades alone. But Tucker was the first to get it basically locked in. He still hasn't slowed down.
I saw that the ratings people had him listed as a 95 accuracy at 60 plus in a dome. And I was like, that can't be right. And I was like, but it is.
Yep.
But it is.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
fair.
what other kicker would you take over him in this league?
None. That's a
You
great
can
point.
argue
I
some of
can't-
the other positions, but he absolutely is the kicker you take first.
Yeah.
I prefer my kickers with much stronger Christian values.
Oh, that's true.
I like my off-season kicker activities to be giving a really mean commencement speech. I don't need any Oscar stuff. I want him talking about how vaccines and the media and Joe Biden are the devil.
Personally, I think kickers who know exactly where their wife is at all times. That's my kind of kicker.
Yeah, that's That's
Kind of like what you were saying, though,
Like,
Owen. I hate having to leave Chase off, but there's too many high-quality wide receivers that makes that argument.
I understand what you're saying, but Jamar Chase is like a top 2 wide receiver in the league right
But
now.
I get it. But like Watt and Garrett are kind of like top 2 DNs amongst themselves.
Like, yeah,
And
but depending on
so
injuries,
you can't
it's
ignore them.
depending
Lamar
on
just
injuries.
has too many accolades, though. Is the problem?
But like depending on injuries, it's like
I also
Hill,
just-
Jefferson, Chase.
I don't know
Like
what it is.
whoever's injured is the number 3. So like last year, Justin Jefferson was number 3 because he got injured, and then it was between Hill and Chase for best wide receiver in the league.
Lamar Chase got hurt a little bit too, didn't he? Didn't he get a little banged up?
Yeah.
Are you AJ Brown dissing right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I don't know. There's a
I
lot
would
of really
love
good wideouts.
Whole episode of
The
four of
problem
us
is
on the couch.
Yes, wideout is
Okay,
too
okay.
easy to have. Like, I have the best wide receiver, and there's like 8, I'd say, that could at least make an argument. Probably 4 that really to have an argument.
Yeah,
but 8 could make the argument.
Yeah, many are arguing, Sky Moore,
It
All
looks
right.
like I have to be the one to fall on the sword. I just do want to mention before this episode ends that personally, I think Nick Chubb is a top 3 running back in every single category and is probably one of the most complete backs that the NFL has ever seen. And
Fair enough.
I think because he's mild-mannered and in Cleveland, people forget that.
Yeah.
No, we know how much he wrecks us. I went with
Everybody.
Current. He's coming off of an injury. Tucker hasn't let go. Like,
Fair.
he hasn't slowed down.
He's going to be like Mike Evans, where you look back and you go, oh, wow, he had a really good career. Just nobody noticed it. Mike Evans is the king of just flying under the radar. Nobody talks about Mike Evans enough.
Yeah, he's got 8,000 yard seasons in a row.
He's had like 3 games in his career where he hasn't had a catch, which is just insane.
You know who I'd say is like the generation before Mike Evans was that? I'd say T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
T.Y. had
Yeah.
some insane seasons, and it's like, oh, he played how long?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like when Antonio Brown, before
Or
he went
Larry
crazy.
Fitz as well.
Like, yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
Antonio
when
Brown.
AB was doing the hands report every offseason, where he talked about wide receivers who just don't drop the ball. And he's like, yeah, Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than drops. And you're like, what? That can't be true. And then you look it up and it's like, holy fuck, it's true. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We have to let you guys go. We have to get out of here. We have to go to. I know it's
I have work.
12:30 over there. It's 11:30, and we're like, holy shit, we need to go to bed. It's 12:30 where you guys are. So
We love
great
our
episode,
Bengals.
fellas.
appreciate
good
you
job,
both. Appreciate you both for coming on. Again, twitch.tv/Hannah Learns to Read if you want to join Logan Reed over there. Logan, got anything coming up soon? You got any events that you're about to run? I feel like you're always doing something over there.
So I'm currently streaming my first full playthrough of Elden Ring personally. Hannah just got her brand new job, so she is hoping to do some consistent weekly stuff once her schedule finally picks up. She has left teaching finally. So she's hoping to do God of War soon.
Oh,
Uh, I am currently soliciting people, if anyone's listening to this episode, who has an Xbox and is interested in doing a Baldur's Gate first run through with me. The people I had lined up for that this year, unfortunately, also had employment changes, and we just couldn't get a schedule worked out for once a week. But if that would interest anybody, definitely DM me, let me know. That game's supposed to be a blast online co-op. And then NCAA 25 comes out in 2 weeks. And I was hoping, 1 week. And I was hoping some people on this podcast right now might purchase that game and have some Dovey K-State matchups that opening night.
I already bought the deluxe of both because the Madden deluxe wasn't much more than the college football deluxe. So I'm like, I'll just get both.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
you thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it.
Dude, for me, I honestly, I'm not a huge sports game guy.
I
Like,
know
I'll play
you're-
FIFA.
I thought you're a FIFA. Yeah, okay.
Well, a little bit,
Fair.
but like specifically for me, Madden, it's one of those games that either you're good at it and you know what's going on, or you're bad at it and you don't know what's going on. I'm dog shit at Madden, and I don't like playing it because my friends are good, and it's not fun for me.
I know
Hey,
I won't
I'm
play it
also
enough
very
to
bad.
justify it, but I think I have to get it just for the culture. I think it's one of those moments I think you can't miss it where you have to get
I
it.
think it's great streaming material too. Like it's a guaranteed 2-hour stream with friends if
I
both
think-
of you are streaming each end of it.
I think co-op dynasty or having multiple online teams in a dynasty is awesome.
Yeah, that's
I
one thing.
love franchise mode so much in Madden. I play it a lot with friends.
That is the only thing that's making me consider getting it. Is I'm playing a bunch of Football Manager right now, and that is super fun. And knowing that I could do like a dynasty mode where I just sim the games on NCAA might interest me. So
Let's get something figured out, boys.
we'll
Fair.
get something figured out.
Chase, do you have anything that you want to shout out over there? Twitch.tv/HomeRunChase. I don't know if
Boy, I have basically gone dark in terms of the public eye. If you're an engineer, good luck with the engineering.
I agree. I concur. All right. And I think that's about it. Patreon.com/OpenDisaster. Shout out Aaron, Joe, Ozzy, Skylar, Dylan, and Mailbox Kansas City, now open in the Iron District. Again, big shout out, Chase, Logan. Appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate all you've done for the show, all the content you guys always bring us. It's 3 hours worth this episode. This is going to be the longest one. Yeah, probably this will be the longest one. But that's good.
Yeah, because you can skip over the Chiefs with your 17-0 season, so you can just
Yeah,
knock that
well,
off and keep moving.
I mean, honestly, the flip side of it is that since the AFC West goes last, we basically have every game picked
Fair enough.
besides 6 of them. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Fair enough.
okay, well, here we go.
So that's
And
when we always.
What,
that
are you
works.
really not going to do Kansas City 6-0? If not, you can go ahead and just pencil them in now.
Hey,
Ah.
whoa! Those are some big accusations.
It's all right. I'm gonna pick them to lose one game, and it's the I'll give it to you now. It's the because nobody's still listening to this episode on Spotify. Is that it'll be the New Orleans Saints game right after what is it? It's like a Thursday night or a Sunday night.
Is that the third game in the 10 games?
Yeah,
3 games in
it's
10
like
days?
something really weird where we hit the Saints at just the wrong time. Where I'm like, that feels like you're playing Derek Carr, who's seen you plenty. It's just a weird.
Yeah, Truman's insane. He does this every year. He knows good and well you cannot possibly predict who the Chiefs are
There
going
you go.
to lose to.
It's early in the season. So we play the Ravens, then we play the Bengals. Obviously Thursday night, then Sunday against the Bengals. Sunday night against the Falcons. Then we go to LA, and then we have Monday night against the Saints. And for whatever reason, Monday night against the Saints just feels like the only L. It's going to be that one where you just want to punch your fist through the screen.
The
and just
Chiefs only
scream.
lose to teams that make complete sense and teams that make no sense. They don't lose to teams that are like middle of the road. We only lose to good or bad teams.
So the Saints are that team this year. But all right. Okay. Twitter.com/Steam Machine. Twitter.com/OwenGoshDomit. Twitter.com/WestVaninja, VA Ninja. Twitter.com TTV Home Run Chase. That's it.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody. Happy almost Sunday. Happy almost
Tuesday.
Sorry, yeah.
East Coast.
I was about to say happy Tuesday for the East Coast guys.
Once again, welcome back into the NFL season on DTT.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Have me back on for a gambling preview.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah. We'll see you guys.
I've got it chalked up.
Oh, don't worry. We'll have some trash talk cooked.
See you guys.